5 people wake up. Let me refresh my memory about who is dead and all that shit. Okay.
Trump's like about to.
Okay, so guys, you wake up to a fabulous day. For some reason, you guys were sleeping all night. You had dreams of rocks and paper and scissors, and it's all very confusing to you. You don't know what's going on. You know, the funny thing was, one guy had his head cut off with a pair of scissors, and that was Conrad. There was another guy slightly down the hall. He had his head smashed in with a rock. That was Ryan.
What the fuck is happening?
So
The day begins.
I want to come out of the gates here.
Okay,
Last game, I was a bit harsh on David. I said, I don't want you to go on Ryan. I'd like to explain that right now. The reason being is I was going to formal Ryan pretty much today, and I didn't want him to change his play. Like, he was quiet all last game, right? He had a free pass and whatever. The only thing he had going for him, which I was thinking of the night, was there was no way he would kill his brother, which I would grant him that. Yeah, like there's no way he would kill his brother 9-0. But it was kind of like a formal policy at that point in which I would kill him. The fact that he died kind of throws off my reads. The fact that Conrad died, if we want to go Occam's razor, I feel like that's not good evidence against Eric at the moment. Just want to put that out there. But I don't want to push that any further, but
why? Why is that not good against me?
Because that's so if we want to talk strats right now, you just kill the people who are going against you, and you know.
Was Ryan going against me?
Is that really good?
No, Conrad.
Oh, Conrad. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I can see that. That's fine.
Was strong on 3 of us.
So, Eric, I'll say this right now before you make me sad. I'm just gonna stack that as like a negative point against you right now, but I'm still null a bit. But like, let's just say that does not look very good.
I don't think we should listen to anything Tim has to say. He voted on almost everyone yesterday. He's formal too many people. He's reading very scummy to me.
Tim's defense yesterday was fucking spot on, stellar, perfect Tim. Unless he starts really... Yeah, I really liked his defense. I know Tim pretty well. I like it. David, I think, is my most town person. Even though he was going on after me, the way that he was approaching things, I thought was really fucking town. Like, I don't necessarily agree with all of his reads, and I'm not saying he's perfect, and I'm not saying he's right about everything, but his approach to the game has been super pro-town. I really like that. So to me, David is the most pro-town person. I don't like how Banks has been moving today. Or yesterday, I liked what Banks was doing. Today, with the opening of the day, I don't know if he was bored with the RPS or what, but I don't like how Banks has been body reading in the morning. He's been moving around. He seems jittery, disinterested. He's been looking all over the place. Everyone else has been steady and forward and kind of like paying attention to the game. Banks has been everywhere. I don't know if that's a standard play or not. So would a mob person please let me know if he's jittery and moving around like this all the time?
Also, I don't think it really needs to be said, but if you have a red check at cop, it's a good time to come out. I think if you have 2 town checks that kind of wait and see, someone gets backed into a corner.
And the same is true of John Doe. Like, if by chance you have...
Wait, can I get a read on Banks? Does he normally move around a lot?
Well, I'll briefly talk about Banks, but it's hard to... As far as moving around a lot, and I mean, that's not a tell on him. Yeah, he moves around. I don't see him as particularly like jittery in his chair today. My best read on Banks is something that Boone kind of keyed in on. When he's Mafia, he will give a pretty strong formal defense that includes excessive reads. He'll read 3/4 of the players in the game or more. And in his formal yesterday, he didn't do that, actually. He gave about 3 reads that he felt good about. And, then I think he was even asked about someone, and he said, actually, I'm not sure about that person. So that's why I didn't vote on Banks. And I'm thinking I'm leaning a little bit town, but that's the best way to know that he's
Did you say you didn't vote on Banks?
No, I didn't.
I have you as you did.
I have James, Boone, Kimball, Tim, Conrad, David.
That's what I have.
I can confirm Romtrax didn't vote for Banks.
Didn't? Oh, I must have missed that then. Okay.
6v6.
The other question
about Banks.
Who's the one that I'm missing then? Because I have David, Romtrax, James, Kimball, Tim, and Conrad.
You missed Boone for me.
Boone. Okay, so Boone was the one. Okay.
I'd like to quickly point out that everybody who died did not vote for Banks.
Conrad voted for me. And I was like one of his biggest comrades.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Conrad did.
So half the people.
My question here is why?
Do you have information for us, Kimball?
If I had something, I would let you guys know.
But the question here is why Conrad and okay, so Ryan, I guess I could understand why Conrad over Kimball then, because Conrad was kind of like, I feel like any one of us could have made a case against Conrad and got him lynched today, so that was kind of weird. And then Ryan, like I said, for me, I would have gone on him today. It seems like they just killed the people who I would assume they would leave alive. That's where we're
Yeah, I'm really confused why they didn't kill me too.
I'm confused about that as well. Let's look at the votes on Banks again. We have two people that are basically confirmed town. Conrad died, and Kimball was CSI uncountered. He hasn't been killed yet, so I mean, you can never know for sure. But that's two town that voted for him in a 6-6 vote. So there were two schools of thought. One, that he's Mafia, and the town voted on him, and the Mafia didn't want to push it over.
And so, Kimball, you said you didn't want to reveal your check at this point?
Yeah, don't ask him for his check. If he wants to give it, he'll give it. Yeah. That's not good town play. So, and I don't want to elaborate on why. So, the other theory is that he's town, and Mafia were already voting for him. Since we have two town that are confirmed in that vote, that would mean that the remaining four, I mean,
it's like 3 and 1.
It seems really odd to me that more Mafia wouldn't have voted on him if he were town. Like, it just doesn't look good for him right now. I think we need.
I'm sorry. I know we already discussed this at the beginning. Who were the people that voted on him again?
I voted on him.
David, Kimball, Tim, Boone, Conrad, and James were the people that voted on him.
And people are putting David on their town circle. Tim's on my town circle. I don't know why, but
yeah,
he just voted on so many people. But the thing is, like normally, if you vote on so many people, it actually, to me, that means more town, because there had to have been a Mafia somewhere in there that we formed. But the thing is, he kept sneaking in votes, like, once he saw that it wasn't going to pass. So I can't give him that.
That's what read scummy to me, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, like.
But I see what you're saying. As a town, you do want to lead things, and you do want to vote and stick with your gut feeling. But the late voting, that was intentional. That was not.
Yeah, like I don't know about Tim.
Yeah, I don't like him, and I don't know why people have said that his defense yesterday was. I mean, obviously, many of you, like Neal, for example, has exponentially, or more experience with him than I do.
Mafia makes the most amount of sense.
Wait, I want to listen to what he says. Don't interrupt him, Eric.
What I was saying was, while people like Neal, who has spoken on Tim as being super town, that weighs more heavily than anything I could say about him in terms of experience. But I didn't really follow what was said about his defense yesterday. It didn't strike me as super town whatsoever. It was kind of, I don't know how to say. He said quite a few things without saying much at all. I mean, he didn't give any concrete reads. I think I understand what was going on when he was commenting a lot about the store thing, but I didn't buy that if that's what it was. So I don't really understand the super town reads on Tim at this point.
What surprised me is when I said I don't think anyone should listen to Tim, the only one who came to his defense was Neal, which sort of seems like it was him sort of covering up for his Mafia buddy.
Yes, well, maybe I decided to out my Mafia buddy with the very first thing in the morning by saying, hey, I think Tim would do this. Then I formal my Mafia buddy, and then when the vote doesn't pass, I cover for my Mafia buddy. Brilliant play.
Could you instead just comment on why his defense yesterday was super town?
Because I know Tim pretty well. We hang out. We have like a history of rock, paper, scissors going, and I think he and I have pretty good reads on each other. I feel like I can usually read Tim when he's town or Mafia in his defenses. And I think his defense, just the calm, collected nature of it, felt more frustrated and annoyed than I'm trying to like cover something up.
So something that's going to happen today, we have 9 minutes left. We might as well get it out of the way before we're like down to the wire. Formal Banks.
Second.
Banks, you knew this was coming. Like, give us the defense you've prepared.
I haven't prepared a defense. The day is rather short. I want to hear from more people. I'd love to hear from Boone, whom she thinks is scummy besides myself. Knowing that she is incorrect about me, I want to know who else she thinks is scummy in this town. She's defended several people very strongly. She even said you should formal me over Romtrax. So I would like to hear more from her. I think I mean, I'm not Mafia, and it really sucks that I'm getting tunneled on. There's not a whole lot of new stuff that has come out. Basically, Eric talked about my vote. Tim came out and said his little piece there. After Neal's defense yesterday, I actually liked him more, even though he did get like super defensive during my formal, which was weird, and he did that thing on Tim very early. I did like him more, and so I did vote on him. I actually am not a huge fan of Tim. I kind of agree with what Romtrax is saying. On that note, like his defense was, I mean, it was pretty good, but I don't know if his actions speak more of town than as Mafia. So I'm interested about that. I'm feeling less easy about Eric than I was yesterday. I think he's still town, but he's not my top town. My most towny person is Trump, and then Romtrax for what he has said. I am not a huge fan of you, David. I think that you've done what you can definitely do as Mafia, whereas you kind of interject on people, like when the heat's on or to put heat on, and you don't do a whole bunch else. It's actually, I think you play very good Mafia, so that's why I think it might be you. I still don't like James.
Can you talk about, so instead of giving on the 8th person, can you talk about your Trump read?
Yes. I think that Trump came out very strongly and defended a whole bunch of people, right? Like he was the one who was, like, somebody called him the defender, right? He comes out and does that sort of thing. So if Trump is Mafia in this scenario, why is his goal to get no one lynched? That doesn't make sense. Like
We did hear a lot of formals, which give us quite a few like soft claims and hard claims and stuff. So there's a reason for Mafia to defend people.
But he literally defended like almost the whole town. Like everyone that got formaled early, he defended almost. Like he spoke up when he didn't need to defend them. Now maybe that's because I mean, like, in a scenario where he would be Mafia, it could be like the first couple of people were his Mafia brothers, and so he defended them, so he's like, well, I guess I better keep defending people. But I don't think that's the case, especially since I know I was one of the first people, and I know I'm town, so that like doesn't make sense to me. His defending seems more towny to me in that sense, plus he seemed generally wanting to figure out what was going on, and he didn't want to waste time on people that were town.
I just have one question for you, Banks.
Sure.
At this point, would you trust anyone who revealed a role that couldn't prove themselves immediately?
Trust anyone that revealed a role? I mean, it depends on what they claimed and how they claimed it, to be honest. Like,
Well, I'm telling you 100% you should not trust anyone who does not have immediate ability to prove their role.
Kimball, how screwed are we? A little or a lot?
I don't know, but heed my advice, and you will still.
Well,
still
I'm
have
asking
to-
you a question. I'm asking you a question. Like, how screwed are we? A little or a lot?
It's Banks is formal.
Will it
So-
change the way you play the game, Eric?
Interesting.
I will talk.
I mean, there's...
Yes, because his answer to
Okay.
that question can let me know what's going on. So.
That sucks, if I'm inferring what I think you're inferring from it, but, I mean, like, I wouldn't know that, so I don't know.
We should
Like I
not
said, I think
by the way.
I do agree with, like, I know what you're saying. I don't really know if it's something I should talk about, though, right? Like,
No, I think we're all
Given
there.
that we have 4 seconds left, I strongly believe you should not lynch Banks. And maybe
Yeah,
you should
no,
rescind, and then we can vote again later.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rescind.
Okay.
I do want to talk more about Banks. I do still very strongly believe that he's Mafia, but like I don't think that the town is at the point where they're ready to lynch him yet. Once again, we went through like after we formed him yesterday, he said almost nothing for the rest of the day, and then like he came out sort of strong with something at the beginning of the day, and then he gave a pretty good defense that had not a whole lot of substance. So like.
all we did yesterday was formal people. Like, we
David-
talked about the night deaths and forum people. Not a lot happened.
I want to talk about
That's
how
a
this
lot
is
happening.
This is actually like exactly his Mafia play.
It's not. The last two times I've played Mafia, I've played completely different than this. I have cowed this game, dude. Like, you are
Can I say
incorrect.
If you're
You
town,
are
then make your
you need to
points a
stop.
little bit more concise, please, because we really don't have a lot of time.
I'm
Can I
done
say
with that.
something about Banks? It's sort of funny how he was sort of saying that Trump is like the defender, and then Trump goes back and he guards Banks. And it's a lot easier to defend someone if you have perfect information, Trump. I'm seeing
I'm
a
well
strong.
aware of that.
Yeah,
So
okay.
if he's Mafia, like everyone that got formal yesterday was Town, and he defended
That's
all
not
of them
necessarily
instead of
true
twitching
at
them.
all. I'm just saying I'm seeing a connection between Banks and Trump.
Not Trump, sorry. Banks, when he was formal, he actually had said that he wanted to hear from me. So I'm actually going to say a couple of things, and I'm going to answer some of his questions if that's okay, Trump.
Please keep it to 60 seconds. I want to go
Okay,
after.
I'll try really fast. Okay, so I think that Banks changed a couple of his reads for specific reasons. I think that he pulled Neal off of his scum list for a specific reason, and I think that he added David for a specific reason. My Mafia would be Banks, David, and Neal, I think. If it's not Neal, then I think that it might be
If you're basing all your reads off of me, you're wrong, Boone. You
I'm
need
not
to not
basing
do
them
that.
all off of you. I
Guys,
had a couple of these yesterday. I said David yesterday as well, and I think that it's just kind of confirmed. I really think that you're Mafia, Banks, and I know that you're.
That's cool. If you think I'm
Guys.
Mafia, but you also think David is, we should
yeah,
kill David.
that's just
Let's-
I
ridiculous.
do think that he is, and I think that this is a play that you guys would do.
Thanks. Did you vote on Neal?
I did not. Like I said,
Oh,
I
man.
changed my mind after
You
his
did.
defense.
I thought you did.
Did not raise my hand.
Okay.
That's not
Listen,
Trump said he
I
wanted
would
to go
like
next.
I would like a mass claim this round. And I'll tell you why. Because I think that one of the roles is dead, and I want I want us to have as much information as possible while Kimball is alive. And if the cop has 2 green checks, I think we can really win this game.
David is Mafia.
If it-
I formal David.
Can we just wait? Can we just wait a second?
But I want to hear from.
I'm not even remotely Mafia. Like, the people who have this read are ridiculously out of their mind. I am literally the top town, like, from yesterday and today. I am the only person who's,
We
like,
have 10
digging for
seconds left.
facts.
Someone please second my formal
I
on
second
David.
David.
So I just gave most of my defense. Trump, I
We had
would love
10
to hear your
seconds in the day.
accusation.
All right, David. As it turns out, I have a lot of respect for your play. You seem to play Mafia very well. You've pretty much ingrained in everyone that you're a town, and I congratulate you for that. But as it turns out, you're Mafia.
You announcing a red check on me? Because I would love to hear you do that. I would
I'm not
love
announcing a
that,
red
Trump,
check on
because
you.
then I'm going to find out who the third one is. It's Banks, and it's Neal, and maybe it's you.
Are you announcing a red check?
No,
not
I'm not cop
announcing
at
a
all.
red
I'm
check.
hoping he's faking on me right now. Trump, who has been hiding in the shadows for days, comes up, and his accusation against me is that I respect your game and your Mafia. There's literal no substance
Trump
in his
does this
accusation.
all the time. He will say, this
I
person is
don't
Mafia,
care.
I believe it
This is a
100%,
shitty
and it's
accusation.
wrong. He does this shit all the time. He fingers wrong people, comes
Yeah,
out saying
I-
flat out. He's even faked cop and said, I red checked this person, they're Mafia, when he fakes cop as town, and it turns out sometimes they're Mafia, sometimes they're not.
But
That's
here,
fantastic.
David,
That was my first
So
game.
the-
and I-
the-
That was
I-
more than your first game. You've done it since after then.
David,
the
David,
most-
if I
no,
may,
this is my formal. This is my formal. I'm
in
gonna
your
talk.
defense. This is in your defense.
I don't care. I have more things to say in my own defense.
Okay.
The fact that Boone is reading me as Mafia is actually, I think, one of the most interesting elements of this game. She did that incredibly town thing yesterday where she, like, requested a formal on herself instead of on Romtrax. But, like, if she thinks that I'm Mafia this game, I don't understand it at all because, like, whenever Boone has given an incorrect read on me, it's been because she is Mafia. So, like, I'm
That's funny.
torn. What are you doing to me, Boone?
Okay,
As
so
an aside, if this is rescinded,
If you think Banks is Mafia and I'm Mafia, like, I've been, like, going at him ham the entire game. That's just not a realistic perspective.
are there really 10 seconds left in this
I'm
day?
gonna say,
No.
okay,
Can we get a mod point of order? Do we have time left in the day?
You guys have 10 seconds. If you guys are going to make
What
shit
was the length
happen,
of the
I
day?
might give you more.
What was the length of the day originally?
It was 15 minutes. I said that very clearly in chat as well. If you guys make shit happen, I will give you more time. I do not trust Town because I got taken advantage of yesterday. You took 30 extra minutes. So just make shit happen. I'll give you more time.
Can I say something in defense of David, please?
I
And you have a minute left on the formal.
Okay, I just find it funny how that Eric comes up with this idea of mass claiming. I'm not sure if it's a good idea or a bad idea, but it's an idea to get town rolling. And then immediately Trump's like, nope, let's not do that. I formal David. He's scum.
That's because we had 20 seconds left, and
Okay,
this is
well, I
part
think
of it.
Eric was going off of something, and I liked where he was going, and you just went off with the formal because you think someone is scum?
I don't
He
think
did it because there
I
was
know
20
it.
seconds left.
So let's
say.
keep
Bullshit,
this
you
on
know
'cause
it.
It's a formal on me. Perhaps Tim had something he'd like to say. I think.
I want to say this, David, is I mean, it's kind of useless now, but in your defense, I would prefer you not to pick apart Trump's accusations because at the end of the day, his action is that he formaled you. We all know he's going to do something really crazy, sometimes even stupid, but we all know that context, so just keep it on yourself, but that's useless now.
Okay. So I think this is ludicrous. I think that like everybody who's town in this game knows that I'm town. So like if you want to push to vote here, like go for it. But this is game throwingly bad.
You have pulled the wool over everyone's eyes.
This is literally game throwingly bad. I am the top town from yesterday.
Formal is rescinded.
Okay, so I want to say this. Wait, I want to say this, and this is constructive, and then we can have some time. If I did the numbers, if Cop has 2 checks that are still alive, they come out, those 2 people, and we have Sniper, then that's not me. Then we have critical mass, and we can shoot someone that's not on the list, lynch someone, and we have like overwhelming victory.
And I moved Poker to my town list for backing me up on that. So.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if Cop has one check.
Do we actually have a Vigi still alive though?
That's a good question that only Vigi knows. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Guys, I'm going to be
lynches
really
because we did get one yesterday. That would be awesome.
3 minutes. Okay? Do not fuck over my goodwill. 3 minutes.
I need ROM tracks right now. I need you to talk a little bit, please.
So like I really think Neal's definitely Mafia this game. It's kind of bothering me, Boone, that like you're this hard on David and that Trump's this hard on David. I feel like I can read David pretty damn well unless he's changed his game since the day before yesterday when I nailed him last. This is his town play in my estimation. He's done something. He's made a 180 if he's Mafia this game. Neal, I think, is Mafia this game, though. I thought so yesterday. I think we missed on him yesterday. I think he got angrier and more aggro as it got more and more realistic that he might be lynched.
Okay. You heard what I said, though, right?
Pardon? What'd you say, Ben?
I'll let Neal talk first, and then I'll ask you.
I had just asked why, but you finish your thought first. Doesn't matter.
I said you heard what I said though, right? In regards to David?
Yeah,
I said that if it's not David, I named another person because David is on the bottom of my list, and that is because I have town reads on other people. So it's not that I have this massive Mafia read on him. I seconded the formal because no one else did, and because out of other people, he's someone that I would feel more comfortable lynching. I would prefer to lynch either Banks or Neal today, and I had said that. David is my third, potentially. Like, I know that you guys are all loving Tim right now, but I'm not in love with him yet.
Oh, I'm not either. I haven't been at all.
If someone formal me, I dare.
If this is not related,
people to formal me.
If this is not related to people coming out, I don't want to hear it. Like honestly, like we need to have the sniper come out. We need to have the cop come out. We need to have the roulette cop come out.
Yeah.
Like this has to happen today. This has to happen.
Green check with cop, it ends up being 4 and 4 after sniper and.
Yeah, I'm not. And the thing is, if Kimball dies, I'm not trusting any claims after today. So let's just do it. One green check that's not me or Kimball, and I'm good. Like, come out.
Well, even if it is Eric, that's fine too.
Well,
okay, I'm going to say that I am not discounting myself out of that list, but I don't want to claim right now.
Then you're not saying anything.
Then Trump, let me tell you something here.
Silence is important.
Trump, let me paint a picture for you. You're in a town with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 intellectually less inferior people than you. Okay, so you got to educate us right now with something.
No, I have nothing.
Trump never has anything. He always pulls bullshit like Chef.
Then I want to formal Banks again. Like I think that's our best lynch.
Second.
I actually would rather lynch Neal.
No. We're actually going to lynch Banks. I have 2 streams.
Oh my god, this is so bad.
No,
I am not
have such a strong
Mafia.
Mafia read on him right now, so we're gonna do it.
Okay,
you
guys are incorrect. I am not Mafia. This is very frustrating for me. as far as how things just went down, I still don't like David, even though everyone seems to think that he's town. He got actually pretty like, oh my god, I am everyone's top town. I don't agree. He's not my top town. I don't think that's the case. I think it's I would feel comfortable lynching him. I don't know what to think about Boone this game because of the fact that she keeps like I think she's down, but I just don't understand why her read is so wrong on me when this is not how I play as Mafia. It really is not. Like the people that are in our group, like Romtrax is reading me correctly, so that makes me more sketchy on people that are reading me Mafia that play with Daily Mafia, like David and like Boone, because this is not how I play in Mafia. This is not my Mafia play.
You have fucked us over.
Do
like
this
this
as
before.
Mafia. If that's not true, James.
Yeah, so like, the thing about, I'll speak briefly
my silent
about,
Mafia days are over. I did that like months ago. I don't play like that anymore.
This is my whole point, though, is that you are changing your plays. I've seen you play the last 2 weeks. It has changed. I think other people might not be reading you the same. I don't like the way that you've been playing. I don't like your facial read. Like there's a lot of things that you've done this game that I think that I'm reading correctly. And if you want to say that I'm reading you wrong,
are not. You are not, Boone. Just so you know, you are not reading them correctly. You are absolutely wrong. I am not Mafia. This is not a good lynch. I am town. 100%. You are incorrect. So you're talking about me changing my plays. Why would I change my play in this game? That does not make sense. Because if I change how I play
and you're
Mafia,
playing with people that don't know how to read you right now.
so I just lurk in a game where people would like more than likely kill
Well,
lurking
Banks,
people.
you have to understand
Like,
something. When you play this style you're playing today, no matter who you're playing with, you make yourself difficult to read, and that's bad for.
No, I
town if you're
understand.
town.
I want to step in for a moment and say that Banks, from an outsider point of view, has not been playing Mafia-esque at all. I think he's been playing a fine town game. He could be town, he could be Mafia, who knows.
Right.
I like that he's attacking David a lot. I think I would much prefer him. It seems that no one else is going for it when David is actually Mafia. But, you know, what can I do?
Trump.
Trump, you're driving me crazy right now.
Yeah, I don't like Trump at all. I don't like Trump at all.
I think I know where you're coming from, but that's not the way the dice rolled.
I'm going to rescind on Banks and formal Neal instead.
Okay. Yeah, second.
Can I get an accusation?
My accusation is that you were very defensive in the first round. You've said before that people are over defensive, that it's usually Mafia. And you haven't really contributed all that much except for, I think Tim's Mafia. Wait, no, he's not Mafia anymore.
No, I said David is my number one town. I said that I thought Kimball was Mafia. I voted against Kimball. I said I didn't like anything. I came out early this game talking about Banks, and if all you heard was silence from me and a couple things day one from me, then no amount of me telling you that you're wrong and I've said and contributed more is going to change your mind. If all of your accusations are the same accusations you leveled against me day one, then I can't make any defense because you're clearly not paying attention to how I'm playing the game.
In defense of Neal right now, I would have to agree on that. I don't like the idea. Like, obviously, he did some really sketchy stuff day one, and there are things I don't like about him. But this whole interrogation of like his actions, when so much more has happened, is very different. You could even bring up some stuff he did not do day two. Also, you're blinking a lot, Eric, which I don't like.
Yeah.
So, like, Neal, I'll give you something to address really quickly. The last thing that I have from you and that I recall you saying in terms of reads were Conrad and Kimball. And I know that was prior to Kimball's claim. So, like, do you have any updated reads? I mean, because other than that, I think it is true to say that day one, aside from that, most of what you said was to be pretty aggro on people who pinged you, even during their own formals. So, like, do you have some updated OG or original content to give us?
I would like to make a difference between being aggro on people and very frustrated in my defense. As I said before yesterday, my number one pet peeve in all of life is people misquoting me or putting words in my mouth or exaggerating the things that I say. And a lot of that shit went down day one, and part of it's going down day two. That really bothers me, and it makes it very frustrating and difficult for me to play Mafia.
What are your best Mafia reads right now, then?
Banks is number one for me. Trump is acting Mafia, but he does this shit all the time when he's town, and I absolutely hate it more than anything. It's the worst play I've ever seen. He does it all the time, and he gets away with it, because other times he comes out with really good plays, but he still does this shit all the time. So for me, it goes Banks, Trump, and then either James or Boone. But those are soft.
I think between Neal and Banks, there's at least one Mafia.
There
So
is.
I would lynch one and shoot the other for the best chance. But that's just me.
Yeah,
Eric, I'm
Mr.
really
KP
reading you as
is
town. If you think that's a good idea, I'm down.
Also, as a side note, Kimball said you should not trust anyone that hasn't been able to prove what they've said. He's claimed a role and he hasn't proved it by his own words. We shouldn't be trusting him. I think he's kind of fallen into like the, hey, look, I'm kind of confirmed. He's not
Time is
confirmed. Let's not
Time
forget
is
about
up
that.
on the formal. Time is up on the formal. Are we going to vote? Are we going to rescind?
What time is left in the day?
I don't know. I hate you all. I know that there should be less time than there is.
We've used up all our time.
I just know, get shit happening, I won't end the day. But if you circle jerk, day's ending. Are we pushing to vote? Are we rescinding? Who
Kimball
has the
or
form?
Eric, it's your formal.
Let's push to a vote.
Going to a vote. Neal, you have 10 seconds for your last words.
If you paid attention to anything I said, you know that I'm not Mafia.
Okay. We're going to a vote. In 3, 2, 1. Vote. How many we got? Keep those hands up. Keep those hands up. I'm seeing 5 versus 5. That is not enough. Neal is still
Formal
alive. He has
Banks.
immunity.
Second, again.
In
He was
defense of
very
Banks
hyped about
preemptively,
trying to push it over.
because in defense of Banks preemptively, that vote on Koivu, I think a lot of the people who are going after Banks right now are Mafia, and they also went over after Koivu. That's all.
Who voted on Koivu?
I would like to say that I think that they might be together, and he only voted late because he knew it wouldn't go through.
He definitely had time to count them. Like, Banks, that was awful.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
this is something like you guys
Oh
are
my God.
underestimating
Well,
him.
then what happened, Banks?
Trump didn't vote there, right?
I was undecided, and I decided to vote at the last second. That's what happened.
No. Banks was
literally.
undecided, or I'm sorry, Boone was undecided and decided to vote at the last second. Then you came
I
3
wasn't
seconds.
undecided.
Your vote was
I
late.
voted.
Your vote
So
was
why
late. Banks's vote was very late.
Why would I
My
vote?
vote was late.
if it
Your
would
vote was
count?
late. Banks's vote was very late. Looks like two Mafia
I
trying to push it over
My
on a
vote
town.
was
I
count.
voted
My vote was
as
late.
soon as
I
it
understand my
counted.
vote was late. That's
Let's
fine,
move on past this,
whatever.
guys. We're not getting anything from it.
I will not rescind.
Okay, that's fine. I am town. I'm unsure about Neal. Like I said earlier in the first day, I thought he was Mafia. He gave his defense. I liked it. I didn't vote. I did not like that defense. I was unsure, and I was trying to decide on my reads. My big thing is that some of the people that I think are playing town are reading me incorrectly. So I am like trying to decide who is playing town, getting a bad read on me, and who is actually Mafia and going off of that. So like Boone is one of those people, right? Like I think she's playing pretty town, but her read on me is really bad. So I'm trying to decide if her reads on Neal are good or bad and stuff like that. And I'm trying to decipher that information in my head. I'm feeling this. I feel like that it's just it's frustrating when that's happening because like I think Trump is actually playing town and reads me correctly, which is nice. That's why I really like Trump. I think the same thing about Romtrax, although he's harping on the fact that I voted late. I was unsure. I voted late. I don't care if you think that's scummy.
Thanks.
I really didn't know.
I want to propose a 3-person Mafia team to you, and that would be James, Eric, and Boone. Do you see that as viable?
It could be. James very well could be Mafia, although I don't believe he voted there. So that's kind of odd that he wouldn't vote on Neal.
Neither of us voted on him. Are you saying that Neal was town and neither of us voted on him?
Yeah, that would be pretty.
It's not a very well thought out theory.
Yeah. So I don't particularly like that. Yeah. Everyone that's reading me Mafia is wrong. I am town. Like I've given a defense like 5 or 6 times.
Time is up on the
Wait,
formal.
Trump hasn't said anything.
The biggest connection I see is Banks.
Time is up on the formal. I will mute you all, so help me. Are we going to vote? Or
Don't vote. I am
rescind?
town.
Yes.
Like, you are wrong about your reads.
Oh, well, hey, I will mute you all.
I get my last 10 seconds. I want.
Yeah, when I say so.
Fine.
So,
I love you, Kiwi.
So we're going to a vote. Is that correct from the person with the formal?
That was me, yes.
Okay. Banks. Now you have your
I'm
last
Town.
vote.
If you think I'm Mafia, you are wrong. You are 100% wrong. You are not right. I am Town. Do not vote on me. Do not. This is a mislynch. 100%.
Okay. And on that note, we are going to a vote. In
Don't
3,
vote. I'm Town.
In 2, in 1. Vote. That's a lot of fucking hands. That's pretty fucking dead. Town, go to sleep. Nighttime people wake up. PM me your actions, people. And also Skype me if we're continuing the great rock, paper, scissors battle. Otherwise, I'm just going to not swing along to Queen. I'm going to sing along to Queen. Apparently, Neal has lost interest in the great battle. Therefore, I declare Tim the winner. Now, I
I'd like to
will...
point out that CS Angels and Storzerg are like laying the exact same way. It's kind of cute.
Hey, me like one of your French girls, yo.
Yeah.
They just need Eric in there because Eric usually.
Yeah, Eric, but Eric's not in his.
Wait, what am I doing? I'm not dead.
Thanks. It's so that we can't cheat and see each other's screens.
Oh, okay. That's
So we're like opposite ways.
Playing some footsies.
laying back to back.
What kind of what posters you got going on there?
Go back to bed, Eric. Me?
Yeah, what kind of posters in your background?
One is a Destiny poster that I got for pre-ordering it, and then one's a Firefall poster, which I wasn't all that impressed with, actually.
Rip in pieces, Red 5.
You like the poster though?
Yeah, it's
Firefall?
alright.
What's that?
Yeah. Like it's I don't know, like an open world.
Oh yeah, that was that
MMO.
game. Yeah.
It had controversy though. If you guys read about it, I don't know. Anybody did?
I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Like copious amounts of spending, destroying the company pretty much internally to not make video games. Sick life.
There goes my baby.
Also, Kimball, you'll be very happy to know I completed a run during that day.
Drives me crazy. She gives me hot and cold fever. She leaves me in a cool sweat. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Gotta be cool. Relax. Get hip. Get on my tracks. Take a back seat. You guys can talk if you want, or you can sing. It's up to
Play
you.
Mario. That's cool.
Wee Mario.
Little thing called love. Okay, looks like we got some shit happening. Dead people go and die. Alive people go and wake up. The only sad thing is that some of you will not be alive.
Please make it me.
Let me double check the kills. Okay, let's see.
Not everybody's alive.
Yeah, I'm just double checking that. We seem to be missing a certain doctor, I believe,
Kimball,
and
David,
and other people who didn't fucking PM me when they were going to the bathroom, and they clearly could have PM'd me if they wanted to.
You say David died?
I didn't say that. I haven't said who died.
Oh, I thought you said Doctor and David. So.
No, I'm saying they didn't PM me, and
Oh.
they clearly could have.
Okay.
And they're terrible people for it. It just so happens that they did both die, so you two are both dead. In future, fucking PM me, because that would just save
Wait,
time.
Kimball's dead?
Yeah, Kimball's dead as fuck. David and Kimball, they didn't PM me. I mod killed them. Shit happens. The day begins.
Did you mod kill them? Hold on, this is crucial.
I didn't mod
Okay,
kill them.
yeah.
It's a joke. It was a Mafia killing.
Mod jokes are never funny.
You staying alive is
Serious
the fun.
games, serious.
Eric, what the hell was that?
What the hell was what?
I've been reading you Town this whole game, and then you just said the kills before they happened.
He said Kimball and and David, and I thought that's who he meant to die. Like, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, they weren't here. They were the only two people who didn't turn on
I
their
thought
screens.
those were the kills, and then David
That's
turned on
totally
his
fine.
mic, and I thought I was like, did David die? I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, that's super legit. I would, yeah.
Okay, okay.
This is bad. So
I feel like I've been pocketed by poker.
I feel like
Okay,
yeah,
two
I feel
kills. There's 3 Mafia left. We have what, 10 or 15 minutes in this round?
like it's Neal and James and Trump, maybe.
Well, at this point, you can just divide the screen in half. Half.
Different for me.
Okay, I am really uncomfortable with Trump. I am. Fuck it, I'm not comfortable with any of you. Maybe a little bit with Eric. Maybe Eric is the most comfortable the person I'm the most comfortable with right now. Maybe Tim after that. The rest of you?
I don't like any of you.
Yeah. I really don't like how Trump has been playing.
Boone, are you the fucking roulette cop or what?
No, I wish that I was. I'm sorry. I wish I had information. I wish somebody had information. Like, nobody's come out with anything. And I asked Kimball yesterday, and everybody said he'd come out later, and he never gave us any information. Like,
He
I'm
probably
really
wasn't
pissed
even
right
a role.
now.
Well, the thing is, the reason he didn't have any info is because we didn't lynch anybody the previous day. So all he could have done was to check Night Zero deaths.
Well, he could have seen that there was a cop or a roulette cop.
He could have checked Storzerg. I think that would have been a great check since he was shot.
No, he probably did check Storzerg and Storzerg came back.
But he didn't tell us anything. Like, he could have told us if he was a role.
We're wasting time. We're wasting time.
What he
Does
told
anything-
us was that basically we have no rules.
No, he told us nothing.
No, he told us. I mean, if you want to hide it, whatever. But I don't think there's any power rules here right now.
Possible.
Is that what he was saying to you?
I read that he said. I read that he thinks that a power rule.
He told you not to trust
power rule,
anybody.
that's all I know.
I'm gonna put myself on the table as unlynchable today because I am town.
Okay. We started with 15 players. There are minus 3 of them, which were Mafia. That leaves us with 12 people. There were 3 or 4 town roles. Was it 3 or 4? Which what? It's more important. Which is it, 3 or 4?
4.
4? Okay. So that leaves 8 people without town roles, and there are currently 4 people left. So it's very easy for there to be no town roles left.
Boone, give me your top 2 town and Mafia, please.
Okay, my top 2 Mafia would be... I don't like Neal and I don't like Tim.
Why don't you like me? No one has been able to give me a single damn reason why I've been Mafia.
We don't have time for this now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, my top 2 town would be you and Romtrax.
All right, I'm going to give my number 1 Mafia. It's Romtrax.
Oh god.
Do you have any reason to do this? Or are you just going to again say for 100% fact they're Mafia? Yesterday
I
you
didn't
said
say 100%.
Yesterday you said David was Mafia and you exclaimed it with the amount of force that everyone was like, "Oh, is he a role?" And he got killed in the night. He's clearly town. Stop doing this. If you're going to say he's Mafia, back it up with something. Don't bring this weak shit to the table.
Yeah, like,
I'm really
I mean,
happy he died during the
now
night.
we know that by definition, people who are town have done some weird things. But like Trump, like what you did was Eric asked for claims, and he really wanted a cop claim, and then you turned your mic on and you said, "David is Mafia. I formal David." So that was really bad.
Yes, I really liked Eric's idea. I want people to claim.
I was talking to Trump. That's what he did. Sorry.
I know. I agree.
To that kind of play, I'm going to say we can't afford those plays right now. But last day, if you make a play like that, for one, that can leverage us to vote on someone because obviously we are not voting the right people off, and that's fine. And it's like, excuse me, Eric. Well, the other thing is, if Mafia suspect he is cop, they'll just kill him in the night, and it's fine.
Can I finish with these, please, and without interruptions? Poker, who are your top 2? And
My top town is you, and I'm reading Trump more town because the whole time I was suggesting that Banks and Trump were linked, but he was saying he was 100% certain David was
and your Mafia. No explanation. Just give me names. That's it.
Okay, just you, and if I had to pick another Trump,
please. And Mafia, please.
Neal and Romtrax.
Romtrax, please.
All right, remind me to talk about James. My top 2 Mafia are Neal and James, And my top 2 town are Boone and Boone.
Despite how she's been defending you this entire time.
Yeah. Oh, it's completely independent of that. It's her play this game.
How is that 2 people who voted for me died, and now more people are trying to kill me?
Did you say Boone is town?
Yes, I did. My 2 Mafia reads were Neal and James.
And your
Then why didn't you vote for me yesterday?
Yeah, just Boone, to be honest.
Eric, I really hope you have something right now.
I think that it may be Romtrax and Boone.
I feel if we had an hour, we should really tie
funny.
Eric to a chair and waterboard him. I really want to deconstruct
First,
Eric right now.
I want to talk about James, and I hope I haven't forgotten what he was going to say.
I don't understand the connection between them and how they've supported each other the entire game. This doesn't make any sense to me. None of it makes sense. And if I had to have a third, it would either be Tim or Poker.
All right, well, Eric, if you're town, I'm going to try to clear your mind. I don't know that you are because you've played really weird and sketchy, but if you are, I want to speak for a minute. So, in regard to Boone, I play with her 4 or 5 times a week, I guess. She's usually a pretty easy read. She could be pulling this off as Mafia, but it would be very unorthodox for her. Usually when she's called out as Mafia, she will give reads that are just easy to see through. They're transparently fake, and they lack logic. Whereas this game, she's been aggro on people, she's been confident in her reads, and they've been intuitive to me. Now, what James just did was to call me and Neal his best 2 Mafia, and that's the opposite of intuitive. That's actually counterintuitive. So I've tried at least twice or 3 times every day thus far to kill Neal.
You didn't vote on me last night.
I wasn't pairing you 2. I was saying.
Yes, I did. I've always voted on you, Neal. And
Sorry,
I've
I thought
always
you
tried to
didn't.
get you killed every day because you're Mafia this game. So those reads by James seem like they completely lack any thought. At this point, James, you can't have 2 independent Mafia reads, right? It's 4-3. So if we're together, you ought to know that there should be something to support us being together.
I didn't think of it
most
that way.
opposites players still alive. I hate Neal this game, and he's Mafia, and I want to kill him and always have. So that's why I think Neal and James are Mafia. As for a third, I still don't know. Trump could be, Eric could be, and Shindigs could be. Tim has played really weird. He hasn't been pro-town yet this game. Eric, when you were pinged, you went on a weird tirade how could you ever want to lynch me right now? I'm the king of town. I'm as if you had been leading us in killing a bunch of Mafia when you hadn't at all, and you hadn't got us any lynches, whether they were town or Mafia. So I really didn't understand when you got super aggro when people went on you. I mean, you basically said, how dare you try to lynch me? I'm obviously number 1 town. So that was weird. I just don't know if you'd do that as Mafia because I don't have experience with you. And I said what I didn't like about Trump. So number 3 is the real wild card, but I feel pretty good about James and Neal.
Oh.
Yeah, Boone, I know that you were nodding and thumbs-upping a lot on Romtrack's statements about you. And here's what I feel. I feel like it would be very difficult. I mean, I find it very difficult to find any team of 3 that doesn't include Romtracks in it. Basically, there are so few people and so many Mafia, and there are a lot of people that I read as town that Romtrax has to be in the list. And if I'm wrong on that, that seems to be the easiest one of the 3. If I'm wrong on that, then whatever, I've lost the game. And I think that Boone, Romtrax was making truthful statements about Boone. It feels like what a Mafia would say to a town.
Trump.
My top 2 are Romtrax and Poker.
Trump, on that subject, though, the original votes on Banks, the only people that are not confirmed and are still in this game that voted on him are Boone, Poker, and Tim. So I think we need to vote on one of those 3.
I don't think the votes on Banks matter at all because
he was the first vote. He was the first vote.
A mix of Mafia and a mix of non-Mafia voted them. Maybe all 3 voted. Maybe none of them voted. Who knows?
Sure, I understand. But I'm thinking that maybe 2 out of 3 of the Mafia voted there.
I don't know why it's relevant at all. Any number could have voted.
What I don't understand...
Poker has been so sure that I'm town, and he flipped on me in the beginning over something as silly as the thing. I'm getting a really bad vibe from him right now.
I'd also like to state that Romtrax, sort of coached Poker. I'm not going to say coached, but there was a little subtlety. He told Poker, like, you can't have two independent reads right now. You need, like, Mafia teams of three.
Which is bullshit because Mafia doesn't function together.
Wait,
They're not a cohesive unit.
Trump, what are you saying? Did you not hear? You didn't at all understand what just happened? James, when Eric asked for his 2, gave me and Neal. So I attacked James and said, I want to kill you now. I'm much more confident about you because it's 4-3, and you just said me and Neal are definitely 2 of him when we are completely mutually exclusive this game. I want to kill Neal very
Let
much.
me
So
clarify.
Saying me and you could be Mafia together.
Yes, Poker and you.
Okay, well, if
I
we're
want to
Mafia
clarify
together,
also, I know Romtrax, you've been against Poker, but Mafia do attack each other. And the way that I'm reading it, you would lynch Neal today, and I believe that would cause us to lose. So you have Neal and Poker, and I think Poker is the Mafia and Neal is the town.
Trump, can I ask you a question,
let's
please?
do
Go for
what's
it.
his name first. Let's do James first.
I wanna ask you about Tim, because for me, Tim has been, when he's talked, the 2 times that he's spoken, he's kind of been trolling, made a joke, and then people slept it off as town, and he's not really like given us anything.
This is a good read. I think Tim is number 3. I'm just more sure about Romtrax and James.
Welcome to every single person in this game.
So I'm going to make a statement. I think the 3 Mafia are Romtrax, Poker, Tim.
Do you want a formal one of them?
I'll form Romtrax as
That
the
makes
one
the
I'm
most
most
amount
sure.
of that makes the most amount of sense to me.
Second.
Because I have Trump as a town read, and
James, did you just second on Romtrax?
I'm really sculling on Tim.
Okay, well, there's a formal on me, so I guess that served as an accusation.
Who made the formal?
Trump?
I did.
I thought we were going on Poker.
No, we're not. They're going on me.
I thought I
just
heard a
agreed with it,
second
I
on
thought.
one.
Eric?
I seconded.
So
Eric,
there's
I thought you just agreed with this. No,
Me?
Eric.
okay, town, work out who's the formal on. Let's
Well,
hear
I
it.
formed
Romtrax.
Romtrax and it was seconded by Poker. Eric, I'll throw it to you
Well,
first.
there you
You
go.
can either
Formal-
defend
formal
or you can defend Romtrax by saying why you should vote Poker instead.
Well,
Let's
no
hear it.
thanks. I'll use my time if that's all right. So now I'm starting to feel really weird about Trump. I still feel good about James. What Trump has said today makes very little sense. He said there's not a circle that I'm not in, and that's silly. I've proposed circles that are viable that I'm not in, like Neal and James and Tim, Neal and James and Trump. Those are completely viable. None of those have done a great deal this game to demonstrate that they are different alignments. So Trump, what you've said today has not been logical at all. And in the times that I've played with you, you've been pretty analytical.
Can I respond?
Well, let me finish my defense, and yeah, you can respond. I still think Boone is town. I could be wrong, but I think that's unlikely. I feel about 85% sure on Boone. Maybe this has been her town play. I still think that James and Neal are both Mafia this game, and as I said, I think the third is a wild card. If it's Tim, I wouldn't be surprised. If it's Eric, I wouldn't be surprised. And as of today, if it's Trump, I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't think it's Boone. What else do I want to talk about? Yeah, give me some questions. If you
I don't think he's Mafia, Trump. I really don't. And he didn't vote for Banks.
The fact that he didn't vote for Banks, there's 0 rating on me.
Like the
I don't
last
think
person,
Banks
the
vote
last
should be
per-
looked at all.
Trump, the last person you said was
town.
definitely Mafia this game and had pulled the wool over everybody's eyes was David, right? So
That's true. I was wrong.
He's dead and he's town.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Who voted? Okay, everybody. Did anybody not vote on Banks last round?
Trump.
I did not vote for Banks.
So my
I think I was the only one who didn't vote
my
for
best
Banks.
suggestion today would be to kill Neal or James. If you think the safer one is James, I'm okay with that.
I think there's a connection.
I think Neal's a good one too. I think those are 2 Mafia. They're pretty silent today. James spoke up to second me. He hasn't given any reason as to why. Me and Neal were his Mafia reads, and I explained why that's practically impossible.
How could you think I've been silent today? Has my mic been muted?
Okay, well, it's my formal, but I'd love to hear you talk for a few minutes and tell me.
No,
what
I'm
you
just
Mafia.
frustrated, as I said before.
Yeah.
Romtrax, are you okay with Poker, or are you ecstatic about it? You really like it?
No, what I said was I think those 2 are Mafia, and I'm okay with killing either of them. The reason I said that is because when I went on Neal, you responded by saying, "Oh well, Neal is the town there, and James is the Mafia there, and you're trying to end the game right now. That's why I said, okay, cool, I'm fine with James as well, because I think they're both Mafia together, and I feel good about that.
I'm okay with poker, actually.
Okay with killing him?
You're off the table.
Are you okay with killing poker, you said?
Yeah, I would be okay with killing him. Actually, Neal's in my scum list, but not for any reason that anyone has said today.
That's because no one said a reason today.
My vote.
So exactly.
Are you send rom tracks?
All right, so
you
here,
formal someone, and
Trump,
I know who you're gonna formal.
Trump. I think that the likely Mafia is poker, Tim, and either Neal or Boone. But we'll get to that when we get to it.
Eric, I know I'm town, and if you're town, we need to formal either Tim, Neal, or Rom
I dare
tracks.
you.
Okay, I formal Tim.
All right, for one, okay.
No one seconded.
Number
It's a
one,
second. I heard someone say second.
So my number one defense is I am town. I know I'm town. I'm vanilla town. This is fact. This is the reality, and this is this universe. The second of all is I've had a lot of accusations flown my way that I haven't been pro-town or pro-town at all, and that's completely false. Those are utter lies, and they're misconstrued, and they represent another universe which does not exist. Boone said to me that all I've said is trolley stuff and poked in 1 or 2 times. I've done much more than that. Now, I wouldn't have such a problem with that, except the fact that this is putting like a very critical situation on the table on such very weak and baseless evidence. Day 1, I did a lot to get a town back on track. Day 2, I came out of the gates with a very clear plan and a very clear read on the deaths of Ryan and Conrad. Now, I even did the dumbest plays this game intentionally, like saying, I'm going to put myself on the table as unlynchable because I'm town, because the only way you can survive, and this is a fucking $1 million like Mafia strategy that I'm giving to the world for free, is you got to do half scum, half townish, and it's risky as fuck, but that's the only way I've managed to stay alive in Mafia games, because if I'm too town, people will lynch me, like straight up. So the thing is here, I have been playing the absolute 100% most town, more so than poker, and I dare say more so than Boone at the moment. The only thing at this point, Neal falls in the scum bucket out of process of elimination, but I absolutely agree that the accusations against him are baseless, but I still feel he is scummy.
Okay, but you do understand when I say you've done the most joking this game and almost the least.
That is completely tunnel visioning on what I said. I understand where that came from.
I'm not tunnel visioning. I just don't know how to read it. To me, when you joke around like that with people that don't know how to read you, you're giving them a reason to read you incorrectly. That's the reason that I'm reading you this way. For me, there's other people.
You absolutely admitted that you are reading me incorrectly as Mafia when I'm town.
Because I love what you're saying right now.
Also, Tim, what I want to say is.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, until now, I kind of wish this Tim was around the whole time for me, because, the fact that I don't recall you talking as much as you think that you've talked, there's a problem there.
The issue with that is I like to butt in when I feel like I have a very good contributing opinion. I feel this game has kind of gone to shit, mostly because a lot of people, my personal perspective on Mafia is when someone puts out a wrong fact, someone will jump in and try to correct it, when in reality we should let it sit in the air and kind of let it propagate, right? We should let the wrongness propagate and see who latches on, who doesn't latch on with the wrong fact. I've been letting that happen throughout this entire game, and unfortunately there are a lot of people who are just kind of going balls to the wall and trying to put things back in order when this game is a game about imperfect information.
Do we have the votes on who voted on Neal the second time?
Time is up on the formal. Are we going to vote? Are we going to rescind?
I go to vote.
If you vote me, you will pretty much lose. I'm town. And
okay, guys, we're going to vote. Tim, you have 10 seconds for your last words.
I am absolutely town. If you didn't read me as town as that, then I'm sorry. You are literally reading me incorrectly, but I'm not the one voting here. So you guys, this is just on your hands. I am town. I played my best town game.
Okay, we are going to go to a vote. In 3, 2, 1, vote. That does not pass.
So this even makes it more concrete, as far as James is concerned. So he gave reads a little bit ago, and there were me and Neal, and then he hopped on this Tim thing. and pushed it to vote. If he were town, he would understand that it's 4-3 right now, and that you can't be throwing around a potentially frivolous lynch. So like James is 100% Mafia.
I was told it's
that's
between
clear
me
now.
or Tim, and I know I'm town.
Well, what you told us is that it's between me and Neal, and you're ready to kill Tim in a heartbeat at Lilo, at confirmed 4-3 Lilo. So you're definitely Mafia, and I still think you're with Neal. So
How long is James? How long have you been playing Mafia?
This is like my 5th game.
5th game ever.
Yeah.
Is it possible that he's stupid town?
no, I've played with him. I mean, he knows how to play the game. Right?
He looks like a smart guy, so.
Yeah, I know, that's why I'm asking if it's possible that he's stupid town. It's like, oh, it's me or Tim, and I'm going to vote on Tim. Okay, ruling out that he's stupid town, then he's probably fucking Mafia, and we should just kill him.
Like if
I'm done with
Neal's,
that. I've been. You know, here's the other thing is I've been on poker too. Like not as like hard, which
well,
I
Tim,
feel like that's what you need to do.
The thing is, what Boone said about you is true. You haven't been very pro town this game, and you have been trolly all game. Like you haven't allowed me to read you. That may be my fault, but I don't know.
That's fine. I have honestly, Rob. Sorry, I can't remember your name. That's totally because I drank way too much last night. So. Wrong tracks. I actually cannot read you, so I've been going off what other people are saying. So, like, I understand, but, like, we don't know each other, so we can't read each other. So I get that. That's fine.
I just mean, like, a lot of what you said has been, I'm not the sniper, but if he is, give it to me. And I'm 100% town. I'm confirmed town. I'm unlynchable. That's been a lot of your content.
I would say that was 5% out of my play, but I can see where you'd latch on to that if this is the first time you've seen me. So go for it.
Pretty sure the formal's not on Tim, right?
No, there's not a current formal, to my knowledge.
Does anybody have the votes on Neal the second time, please? The last round. I have Boone, David Banks. Who else?
Me, David Kimball, and me, David Kindle, Banks, Boone is all I have.
You know, with regards to the Neal vote as well, I was actually on the fence of voting on Neal. The only reason why I didn't vote Neal that one particular time is I just didn't like the accusations being thrown at him at that point.
So Boone, what's your best bet as to who the three are now?
I'm really confused this game. So I would say that there's a possibility that especially now that I know that Banks was town, that I read James wrong.
Boone, you know me. I suck at this game. I don't know what I'm doing. I always get read as scum. Everyone's always like, that guy's scum, easy lynch. Mafia goes after me.
James Poker.
I second.
I'm going to ask Poker, why did you not vote Neal?
Why didn't I vote Neal? Because I don't know. Because
you can admit it if you guys are
cop.
together. Like we need it. Oh, you're cop.
I'm cop.
Go ahead with your checks.
Okay. Night 0, I checked Storzerg, and he died. And night 1, I checked Trump, and I got a green check. Then night 2, I checked myself, and I got a green check.
Okay, cool. So he's trolling. Let's kill this guy and move on.
Yep. What about the 5th night?
I pushed a vote.
This is easy. Let's just do this.
I don't understand this at all. I don't get this.
He's Mafia, and he's in a corner and falling apart.
He's dead, and so
You're right.
he decided
You're
to
right. I'm Mafia.
Why are so many people okay with this?
Who are your teammates?
He's fucking falling apart. He's Mafia.
Eric. Can I have a conversation with Eric?
Yo, if everybody's okay with this, then he's not Mafia.
You just what are you talking about?
Eric, you're
his Mafia partners.
You're
Here's
not
what I'll
you're
say.
not
Eric's my
invited to the
Mafia
town
partner.
party.
Eric, right now how to win the game.
Eric, here's
Lynch
what's
me,
going on.
Lynch me, then lynch Eric, then lynch Neal.
Okay, I think one of those is true, and I think it's Neal. But like Eric, what just happened is if his Mafia partners spoke up, I think one did and maybe one didn't. And I think Neal did to save face, right? He wants to kill this guy that's already busted and dead in the water. So I think that's what Neal did. And as for the third,
Well
maybe
played,
they didn't
sir.
speak up.
Well played.
I don't like this.
So you
What I
don't want to kill this guy who just made a troll cop claim on his formal
Eric,
defense?
you absolutely have to give me 100% reason why we should.
Why would you do that as Mafia? I don't understand any of this.
Why
so you
would
think he's doing it as town on Lilo, right?
Here's
Claiming
the
cop
thing.
and
No,
here's
I don't
himself.
understand why you do it as town either.
Eric,
I don't understand
Because he's trapped in a corner and
Hey.
freaked out and doesn't know what to do, and so he freaks out and fails.
Eric, I'm gonna
Alright,
tell you
let's
what
do it.
happened. Can I tell you what happened?
Yeah.
I think that I'm alive because he thought that I was in his pocket, and the moment I said I had decided I needed to change my read on him, he just like gave up and crumbled. Like he's not going to do that as town. When if he dies as town right now and gives up, like that's the end of the game.
Yeah, and he's
Eric,
not town. He's Mafia. He knew he was dead. He folded. He claimed cop and didn't have any checks. He wasn't prepared. So for night 2, he didn't know what to say. He couldn't think, oh, who shit, what check do I make?
Wouldn't I have something prepared as Mafia?
His teammates are Neal, and I'm not even sure about the third. It could be Trump.
I have no.
Today it's probably not Shindigs, but it's Neal.
When we finally get to my formal, I'd like you to finally explain your accusation against me one of these days.
I have, but okay.
Let's just vote him off.
Yeah, no, let's just kill him.
Eric, you'll have all the time tomorrow.
There we go. Unmuted. Finally. That took a lot of clicking. Guys, are we going to a vote or are we going to resend?
I'd like to resend.
I'm sure you would like to resend, sir. You do not have the formal.
Are we playing another game after this?
We are going to
This
vote.
one will be over in about a
If you
second.
have any last words, you have 10 seconds to
Oh
do
no,
so.
don't say that. If you did this as town.
10 seconds to do your last words.
10 seconds. It's a lot of time. It's been a pleasure. Town.
Guys, we're going to a vote in 3.
I believe I have 4 more
2,
seconds.
1, vote.
You used them up.
You're dead. Should have used your seconds more wisely.
That defense.
You actually cut me off at 6 seconds.
And
Well,
cut you
mod
off
discretion.
again.
Oh, this is Mario still.
Are we going to sleep or is it over?
You guys are going to sleep. We're going to party.
Good
with
luck,
some-
town.
I just want to
Okay.
say, probably just. Just kidding.
Hear me, actions, everybody.
Hey guys,
Really, I'm giving you my
I
second
checked
name.
myself as cop and I returned myself as town.
So you can actually do that in our games now.
Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is there's going to be no game-related talk, even in the
Sorry.
slightest.
Sorry.
Dum 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 dum. Can I
Alright.
talk about how awesome
I'm
Super
gonna
Mario
get a
is?
fucking drink, because I've been so
I hypnoed myself earlier today.
How did
Come
that
back,
go?
Fidgy.
No, it was great. I confirmed myself as town, and then I got to lead town for a day.
You know what I did?
That was one of the funniest games, dude.
Hey David, you know what I did on let's see, on Monday?
Yeah.
We had one death in the night. I came out as Hypno, said I hypnoed Chef day 1. Mafia left me alive for like 3 days, and it was great. And well, actually, I made it all the way to the end. But then on like, let's see, like the 3rd or 4th night, I was like, okay, it's time to use the power. And we had a vote on Kiwi that failed. It was like exactly 8-8, right? So I knew that would be very telling, right? And it's very unlikely he'd die in the night. Well, they actually shot him in the night, but I used my power on him then. And it's really unfortunate because the following day, right, that day, a cop claimed. So I could have used it the next night to hypno the cop to make sure he was the real cop or not. But it was great. We ended up winning in the end because both cops claimed, and they fucked up because the last cop on the second to last day, before we got to 3 people, or we were at 5 people, right before we got to 5 people, I was like, yeah, technically I'm not confirmed, right? Like, I mean, there's that possibility, right? And then, after we lynched somebody and we went to sleep, and then he comes up and he's like, oh, I got a red check on e-store.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah, it was not solid for him. Who claims Hypno with 1 person dead in a 20-person game as Mafia?
Obviously you did, because Sheth was the
Yeah.
real hypno. That's why nobody ever got hypnotized.
No, Seth was a roulette cop, actually.
How did you live through a whole game, Storzug?
They kept trying to kill Eric, and Eric kept getting night saved.
I see.
They made some really poor decisions on kills in the night. Like they kept trying to kill Eric. He got saved night 0, and he got saved like 2 more times after that. Like 3 saves on Eric. That was ridiculous.
Which game was this?
Game 1 on Monday.
No, I don't think I saw that one.
It was a fun game. It really was.
Kiwi, did you just freshen up there, bro?
I am making myself a drink and some food because I'm hungry.
How
Now,
fresh is that drink?
I didn't mean to go off on you about the seconds.
no, it's fine. I did cut you off, but you had nothing to say. I'm sorry.
Huey, how fresh is the drink?
The drink is super fresh. It's only apple juice and water at the moment. There's a critical ingredient missing.
Is it starts with an S, ends with other and comfort?
Maybe. I'm not gonna.
Who knows? Can I roulette like Southern Comfort, vodka? I mean, sorry, like Smirnoff and like Canadian Club.
Don't you love it when you draft Paladin and you don't get any true silvers, consecrates?
Okay.
Or
I think
any fun stuff.
I think we're ready for people to wake up. And yes, Storzig, that does suck. Paladin without true silvers is rough. I mean, if you got
consecrate.
Consecration. If you get that, it's nice. But what you gonna do? Okay, let me check the kills. And okay, so Romtrax, you're dead. No story here. You're just fucking dead. Day goes on. Have fun.
Gonna come out of the gate again. I did not like Eric last game at all. No reason why we shouldn't have voted.
Wait, last game or last day?
Last couple of minutes. Like, why would we not vote him off? Yeah, I mean,
yeah, Eric, you need to explain that to me right now because I don't see why there's.
Let me preface. I'll preface it and I'll give him all the time in the world.
Sure.
Eric, there are two possibilities, right? First one in your head is he's just town and he's done. He wants to play a new game, right? And then we lynch him, we lose, and oh my god, we lost the fucking game to some idiot who just wants to go off. In that regard, that's literally his town prerogative. So we have to lynch him anyway. Like, there's no way we don't lynch him. Second of all, then he's just obviously Mafia. Like, who else could he have pushed? Who else could we have pushed on that day? Not you, not Trump, not Boone, not Neal. We already tried. Sorry, I can't remember. I keep trying to say Roblox, but it's wrong track. Sorry. Wrong tracks. Like, that's not going to happen. He was literally the last person we're going to vote on, right? So what is he going to try to do? Like, I thought the cop thing was a bit silly, but he wanted to get out with some flair. But even if he gave us the greatest town defense, we probably would have voted him off anyway. So talk to me, man. What's going on?
So I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. So
this is his fifth day playing. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That was the worst thing I could have done. I'm sorry, Eric.
So I was confused. I thought that perhaps it was somebody who was just so fucking frustrated and it was just ready to pack it up. Like, fuck you guys, let's all lose. Like, okay, I don't know how everybody was so comfortable going on that vote. And now that I know that he's Mafia and the fact that Romtrax said that Boone was town, no pun intended, I kind of feel better on Boone as town. Because if Romtrax was so convinced that she was town, why would she get rid of him? That doesn't make any sense to me either. I feel like Trump is town. He's been playing town this whole game. I think the last two Mafia are Neal and Tim. And the fact that they're jumping on me like this for that, I think that's exactly what's happening.
I'm not jumping on you. I'm just concerned because it was...
Explain what's going on. Like, it's obvious what's going on. I'm a fucking confused town. I have no idea what's going on.
That's fine. No, that's fine.
It's just know exactly what's going on.
No, it just was like super obvious that everyone, no one else wanted to vote on Tim. No one else wanted to vote on Tim. And he throws his hand up and it's like, clearly the Mafia is trying to get a kill. Like, that, at least that's what it looked like to me. Like a desperate Mafia. And then after I found out that he had only played for 5 days... And then, like, he pulls this stuff, and it's like, well, you know,
let's look at the votes on Neal again. Okay, the first day the votes on Neal were Romtrax, Conrad, Tim, and Banks. Okay, 3 of those are confirmed town. Tim was voting on everybody, and he kind of voted late on that, I believe.
I will add that Tim did not vote for Neal. Neither did James Poker.
Tim voted for me the first time, not the second time.
He did the first time. I'm looking at the first vote, okay? The first vote was Romtrax, Conrad, Tim, and Banks. Those were the 4 that voted for him, okay? 3 of them are confirmed town. The other one is Tim, which he's been voting on everybody, so I don't know what the fuck is to happen there. And the second one was Boone, David, Banks, Kimball, and Rom. The only one there that's not confirmed town is Boone, and I feel like she's town.
So here's the
Like,
more important
everybody
thing.
that's voted
Everyone
on
who
Neal
is
so
alive
far
right
has
now.
been town.
I mean,
like-
just quickly, everyone who's alive right now did not vote for Neal on that second go. That's not saying anything, but I'm just saying that's the fact.
Didn't
And, I mean,
vote for
Trump.
Neal?
If you,
Boone
if
voted
you,
for me second day.
I voted
Oh,
for
sorry,
him.
Boone did. Boone did.
I'm telling you, like, fine. If Trump, Boone, you guys played well, like you beat me, that's fine. But I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure it's Neal and Tim. I'm very, very sure of this.
I'm going to
Well,
reserve.
you've
my
got at
statement on
least
that.
one
I
of
wanna
those
hear from
wrong.
Boone first. What do you think, Boone?
Yesterday, okay. And the whole reason I talked to you yesterday, Eric, was because I knew that you were confused by what had happened. But, like, to me, it was pretty obvious. I've seen him crumble one other time, and it was almost exactly the same. It's kind of sad to watch.
Okay.
And so, like, I just wanted to make sure that that went through because he wasn't laying down as a town. He was laying down as Mafia because he got caught. I think that I said that it was Neal and Tim were my other two Mafia. I don't like that he threw Neal and Eric out there. Like, I don't know how to read that. I think that there's probably one.
I think his play was, if I die and then Eric dies, the game will be over and we win.
Okay, but
And
here's
then
my
it doesn't
point.
matter
Like,
that I include Neal on that. You know?
I think that there's one between you guys, but here's my point is, like, everyone was either on him or Neal. I don't see him throwing Neal's name out there as well. And, like, so I'm, like, this is kind of a mindfuck for me because I feel like there's definitely one between you two. And yesterday I would have hammered on Neal 100 times. Like, I voted on him because I thought that he was Mafia, and he could still very well be Mafia. I just don't like that he gave his name.
Let me help clear this up for you. The vote on Neal, okay, I formaled him. I pushed it to vote, and I did not vote on him. I could have passed it beyond suspicion, above suspicion, okay? I could have passed that vote. So there's no circumstance that me and Neal are on separate sides in my book. Like, there's no way that Neal is town and I'm Mafia.
Well, I could have done the
You're both
exact
Mafia
same
or you're
thing
both
with
town?
what was his name? Fuck, what's his name? I get he's left
So you're
already.
saying you see Neal as town?
Sorry?
Did you want to
Wrong
clarify your
tracks.
statement, Eric? I think you meant something else.
Well, what I'm saying is that I could have pushed that vote over on Neal. So if your stance is that one of us is town and one of us Mafia, it cannot be me being Mafia and Neal being town. I could have easily pushed that over. Like, I formaled him, I pushed it to vote. If I had voted, I would have been above suspicion.
By
You
the
understand
same
what I'm
logic,
saying?
I could have pushed the vote on Banks because that was a tie, and I didn't vote for Banks, and Banks is confirmed town, and I could have pushed the vote on that, and it would have been beyond suspicion that in town he would have died there. And if I was Mafia, we went to sleep that night. If I was Mafia, my point is that, sorry, what I think the point you're trying to make is an invalid point because, like, it doesn't clear you more. If that clears you, then it clears me as well.
The difference is that we're remaining in this game, right? And she's saying that one of us is Mafia. So
You're saying one of you are Mafia. Are you saying
just
you're
said
both
that.
town?
You said between me and Neal, one of us is Mafia.
I'm not refuting that. Are you saying that you're both town right now? Are you saying you're on the same side as Neal?
I don't think I am. I think he's Mafia.
Okay, so then why are you arguing with me saying that there's a Mafia in both, like, there's a Mafia between the two of you? I don't understand why you're fighting with me on this. I'm saying there is a Mafia between the two of you.
I'm fighting to convince you that I am town.
And I get that, but, like, you're using my words incorrectly to say that.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm saying that if you are thinking that one of us is Mafia and one of us is town, you are correct, but I am the town.
No, I'm the town.
I want to hear from Mango or Tim. Like,
Mango? Yeah, Mango, go ahead.
Yeah, Mango, go ahead.
like, are they doing this as both of them Mafia? Are they?
His name is Trump.
Oh, wait, I'm Mango. Sorry. Okay.
Like,
so
did Eric?
Which one of the Asians with the glasses is Mango?
Just wait. I meant Trump. I didn't mean Mango. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
That was super racist of me. I'm Mango.
It's all right.
Mango.
It's
I'm
okay.
Mango.
They all look alike. I got Tim and Conrad confused earlier, and they have the exact same height and weight and build and glasses.
I want to point out that Trump does have a darker complexity than Mango, and I match Mango's.
Trump, do you trust Boone as town based on the Rom Tracks kill?
Yeah, I think it points towards that direction.
All right. So in your eyes, then, I could either be Mafia with. I could either not be Mafia, or I could either be Mafia with Neal or Tim. Correct?
Chat says fucking leftover Asians.
Well, no, this is important.
Yes.
This is important, right? So
That's correct.
I'm either Mafia
Hilarious.
or I'm either Town and Neal and Tim are Mafia, or I'm Mafia with Neal or Tim. Correct?
That's correct.
I will have no say on who gets formaled then. I don't care which one of those two gets formaled. Either way, I think we're going to get a Mafia. Okay?
Okay, so I'm trying to ask Trump or Tim, could they be doing this both as Mango? Oh my god! Both as Mafia. Like, did Eric slip and say that they're on the same team?
Who? Me and Neal?
You said at one point that you were on the same team as Neal.
I meant, I don't know what I said, but I meant to say that we can't be on the same team.
That is what I heard from Eric, for what it's
Yeah, I
worth.
can't be on the same team with him, right?
Okay.
Which confirms what I was saying.
I heard something different, but thank you for the clarification. So that's what I wanted to know.
Tim.
If you ask me, like
Tim.
I said I wouldn't say
Tim.
anything about it, but
Tim.
I think Tim's been the shadiest motherfucker in this all
No,
game. Like,
no. Tim is the only person here I trust. Tim is the only person I trust.
Any of you? Don't make me feel bad not
No,
trusting you, man.
no.
I
That's
can't
fine. Don't
you.
trust anyone. I don't trust any of these people. I think I am ready to ride or die with Tim. I am super frustrated by this game. It's been irritating me left, right, and center. I want to duck out and avoid responsibility at this point, but I don't want to forfeit the game because that's a bitch move, and I don't want to be a bitch. However, I am willing to ride or die with Tim, and Tim is the cleanest person around. So
why? Explain. Feed my ego.
You want me to explain why I think you're Town? Your defense.
I think-
When I formaled you and you gave that defense, it was perfect. It was the best Tim defense I ever saw. Then when you and I played rock paper scissors, I know this is kind of weird because we're taking out of context things in the game. You were dispassionate and didn't give a fuck. If you were Mafia, you would have been quite happy and elated. Maybe not elated, but you would have been upbeat. You wouldn't have been like, oh my god, this is the worst thing in the world. Fine, I'll just fucking play. You didn't even give a shit when we were playing rock, paper, scissors. And if you were Mafia, you would have been in a much better mood. There's no way you would have faked a bad mood during rock, paper, scissors to make yourself look like Town. So you, in my mind, are Town. I will never vote against you.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
I'm willing to let you decide to kill whoever you vote on. You say kill someone, I will kill someone with you. You have my vote.
Neal, you don't think that he's been acting or making weird plays this game?
Yeah, he's been making weird plays, but he did it. It's exactly what he said he was doing earlier, where he was like, "Oh, I'm trying to walk that fine line." He's been test driving that theory for a while now by doing weird shit, and he's got it down to the point where it works. And everyone's like, "What the fuck is Tim?" Whatever. We're just gonna leave him because we don't get it. It's similar to what Trump does, but Trump does it in a way that I really dislike.
I'm trying to figure out why I'm still in this game.
Trump, as a note, I like you as a person. You're super cool, but I hate the way you play Mafia. We should hang out sometime, but we shouldn't play Mafia together.
The racist
Okay, guys, I'm trying to figure out why I'm still in this game. And maybe it's because I've been playing Mafia-esque, or maybe it's because I've had a Town read on Trump.
That could be true.
You want to know why?
Honestly, Eric.
They killed, what's his name? Romtrax, because he was going so hard on me, and it makes it look like I killed Romtrax. Killing Romtrax, the one thing it does... Okay, it does two things. One, it silences the favor for Boone, and the other is it silences the opposition against me. Those are the two things that killing Romtrax does. I think Romtrax was more hard on me than he was soft on Boone. So killing Romtrax makes me look like fucking Mafia, and I think whichever one of you bitches out there, or whichever two bitches of you out there are Mafia, did that to make me look like Mafia.
So basically, I'm the deciding vote.
Maybe.
I
don't know.
I'll actually point out the more obvious. So Romtrax had a clear kill Neal, save Boone statement, and I believe he was correct.
Yeah, that's what I'm...
That is why he died instead of you, Eric. And instead of me, and instead of Boone, whatever.
Eric's more Town than
That's
you are by
Neal.
far, Trump.
Well, that's the read. And honestly...
What am I doing here? Oh my gosh.
One hold up. The biggest
No
hold
second?
up here... We're formaling?
He formaled me. Is there a second on me?
Who formaled?
Trump did.
I formal Neal.
I'll second.
There's a formal Neal. You guys have 3 minutes to do your shit.
Let's hear the. Let's do this. Let's do it. Accusations, defenses.
All right, accusation. Romtrax was on the right tracks, and he called out Boone as town, called out Neal as Mafia. I think Neal is also independently Mafia anyways, because I think he's the most Mafia out of this group of 4. That's it. I think his read on Tim is also showcasing his Mafia knowledge. His extra information. I don't read
What
Tim
extra
as that
information?
town.
I don't know Tim as well
I
as
think
I
it's
do.
very difficult to read Tim as the most towny out of this group of 4 that is not you.
Yeah, Boone has waffled on a couple of people and hasn't really done much seriously. She's kind of like thrown away her weight around a little bit, but hasn't made enough waves to get anyone angry. Trump, you have been so silent as to not cause any ire, and then throw out wild accusations and then sit back like you know what you're doing, which then fall flat on your face. But still, everyone's like, "Oh, Trump, he's fun, he's cool. Let's not kill Trump. Yeah, cute Trump." Eric is a fucking good Mafia player, and I have no idea why the fuck he's alive. I have no idea why Eric. Eric should have died at night 2.
I feel like it's because I've gotten the wrong.
That I'm Mafia?
What?
Are you suggesting that you actually think that I'm Mafia?
I think you, Eric, and Trump are all capable of being Mafia. I don't know which one of you it is.
I would have caused James to crack like he's confirmed Mafia right now. Confirmed.
Mafia throw each other under the bus every day. If you pretend that Mafia don't fuck each other over, then you're trying to screw with us, and you're trying to get us to be like, "Oh, she's so innocent. There's no way that she'd throw her partner under the bus." No, of course you'd throw your partner under the bus. I would throw my partner under the bus. Every one of us here has thrown our fellow Mafia members under the bus. Don't even pull that shit. You are too good to play that.
So this is what I'd like to do. I feel like Boone is town. I feel like every person that Trump has tried to get killed saying, "I know you're Mafia," they die in the night. Maybe that's somebody trying to pin it on him, but I don't want to go with the person that Trump has suggested to formal. I'd rather go on Tim instead to hedge my bets. Like, you have to look at it from my perspective, Neal. Neal, look at it from my perspective, right? If I think Boone is town and I know I'm town, okay, then it's 2 of the 3 of the rest of you, okay? And if Trump is town, then it doesn't matter between you and Tim. We're getting a Mafia. If
true.
Trump is Mafia, you're town and Tim has to be Mafia. So I want to.
Yeah, but I don't know why you are putting Boone in the safe circle.
I don't know. Like, the people who have died have all said that she's towny. And
Can you point to one town thing that she's done? How about this?
Trying to save Romtrax as a town, taking the blame off him onto herself. Why would she do that if he's confirmed town? She would only do that if he's Mafia. And
Because it makes her look towny. And everyone was on her side. No one wanted to kill Boone. It's an easy move to draw attention onto her to be like, "Oh,
Romtrax is a fairly easy kill. Would you not agree? Like, he
No,
doesn't have
he was
a lot of support in this game. No, hear me out, right? As Boone Mafia, why would you take the formal off a town that could easily get lynched and put it on yourself? That makes no sense to me.
Time's up. I will mute people. Okay, so are we going through with this formal or are we rescinding?
I rescind.
Formal rescinded.
I formal Tim.
I second.
I believe there's a formal on Tim. You had 3 minutes.
Well,
Dun, dun, dun.
all right. Well, this is lynch or lose. I'm Vanilla Town. You do not vote me off, okay? Like, I don't know what Neal is going at, because like I told him, I'm trying to be as objective as possible. Like, I do not trust any of you. Like, any one of you are potentially Mafia in my eyes. And honestly, I wish I died earlier in like the game, so I don't have this on my hands. Eric, I'm going to address you for a bit, and I know it's my defense, but I think you've all heard my defense, why I'm playing the way I am, and everything like that. Eric, I'm tunneling on you a bit because there are a couple things you were just doing in this game. There are things that just add up in this game that do not favor you at all. First of all, this could not be your fault. But the fact that Conrad went on you like so hard and he was so sure, and obviously I was like, why is he doing this? This makes no sense, right? Then he dies, right? The thing is about that Conrad was acting so scummy that I would have kept him in the game as Mafia. Of course, other people were playing, but I would have kept him in the game as Mafia. And the fact that he died feels like that was like killing a dissenter kind of thing. You know, like kill the person who's just speaking out against a Mafia, because that's actually a really effective strategy. The second thing, which is the biggest and worst one, is why would you not vote Poker? Even if he was town, you vote him off. Like, even if he's town, you vote him off. Because who are you convincing that he's town? Who are you convincing that he's town in that situation? No one. There's no one you convince that he's town. I'm sorry. Even if you think you can convince people he's town, no one's going to listen. Because they're like, if this guy's going to throw the game like that, he's dead, and we lose the game, and it's not our fault. Okay? So the thing here, Eric, is that these two major sticking points coming out for you, and now we're on the last day, and you're like throwing accusations around. Like, obviously that's what you have to do as town because you want to stay alive as vanilla. Like, it just puts a really muddled picture. I'm gonna go on other people for a second because that's really all I have against.
Could I respond to what you've said?
I'll go quickly if that's okay.
Sure.
I don't want to be pocketed by Neal, and that's my biggest fear. Trump has just been crazy the entire game, but it's like everyone is like in the low decimal range percentage town, and Trump is there. Boone, shit, I don't know. I just don't know. Fuck it. Go, respond.
Okay, so I feel like a lot of things have happened in this game to frame me.
Yeah.
I started asking Store what I normally do. I poke at him to get a read on him because I get reads on Store when I accuse him. Okay, Store dies instantly. That's one frame on me. Okay, Conrad goes hard on me. He dies. That's another frame on me. Okay, now there's also been frames on Trump. Okay,
there's also no time in this formal.
Sorry.
There's also no time in this formal. Are we going to vote or are we?
You said 4 minutes, no?
I counted it down very clearly. You weren't watching, it's not my problem.
All right, my closing argument is that I feel like there's been a lot of framings going on.
Time is out. Are we going to vote or are we rescinding?
Do not vote on me. Like, I am town. I don't know if you're town or not, Eric, but...
You're so hard. Are we going to vote or are we rescinding?
Yeah, we're going to vote.
Okay. Tim, you have 10 seconds for your last word.
It's as simple as this. I've played town. I am town. You vote me. You kill town. Town loses. That's all there is to it. I am not Mafia.
I was muted. I'm so silly. We're going to vote. And 3, 2, 1, vote.
Fucking Boone.
That is 3.
Boone and Neal.
That is enough to kill. That's it, guys. That's it.
No one is happy anymore, and it's because of you,
fuck
Kiwi.
would you lynch
Oh, wait,
me?
no, hold on. No, everybody quiet. I want Boone to explain why she shot me.
Because I thought that you.
Just so everyone's clear, Mafia wins. Just in case that wasn't entirely clear, and you needed Occam's potato. Yeah, Mafia wins.
That was so hard because I read chat when I play, and chat for the last 4 days was spamming to kill me.
No,
Okay,
why? No.
Never believe chat. Never believe chat.
You.
Who is-
Oh no! I don't
was
believe
it Trump
chat.
or
They
was
were
it-
all talking about me, and it was hard to read.
So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna tell you guys some roles. How about that? So we're gonna start with some town roles. We got the mighty, the infallible Storzerg. He was a strong, proud town cop. I forget who his chicks were. I think did he get a Mafia night one? I forget. He was cop anyway. Kimball was CSI. He actually was the only town role that claimed. So good for him. He checked store one of the nights. He was hoping to draw out a fake claim. I thought that was a really good CSI play. Conrad was the John Doe cop. I forget his checks. Seriously, this game lasted way too fucking long. Rayzilla was the town sniper. There was a night, I think Conrad and Rayzilla got killed the second night. So that sucked for town. Mafia were Boone. She wasn't town, guys. Don't know why you said she was town. James Poker was also Mafia. I think you guys knew that one. You voted him off. And I think you guys all know who the final Mafia was. Who is always Mafia? I think chat can confirm this by
Actually,
spamming it over and over again. Neal was in fact Mafia. So, go for it. You're all unmuted.
Boone,
you
why
know,
did
for the
you
first time
zero me?
ever, chat was on my side as being town. This is the only game I've ever played where chat's like, no, Neal's town. He's not
You know why,
Mafia.
Eric? Or you know why? You know why? Because you played the victim role the entire fight.
No, I did not play the role. I was legitimately that pissed off. I almost rage quit the game. Like after day one, I almost walked away and was like, "Fuck this! I'm not playing this game."
Yeah.
Boone, you bitch.
Blowing up right now. That's
Boone,
great.
explain your shot.
I read you as a role. That's why I shot you. I thought you were gonna come out with a check.
That's too fucking good.
On
Fuck
who?
off.
On
Oh my
you?
God.
Did you think I had a check on you?
Oh, you had actually asked me a question earlier, and then when you started saying that there was somebody else that you would go on, I thought that you had a red check, so I shot you. But you had acted as though you were cop prior to that. I just didn't know if you had a red check or a green check.
I had a green check on Banks, and I never mentioned Banks whatsoever.
Why did you guys rescind off of Neal, man? Oh god,
Why?
Neal.
Why
I think
did
in
you
that
guys vote on
situation-
Neal?
Oh, I
I'm
want to
so
point out.
happy
I
with
want to
my
point out
shot.
everybody that went on Neal ended up dying at night.
Yes.
Every single person.
Romtrax,
Oh, and when we voted
I was so confused when you.
Sorry.
was a late vote, as well as the
I was
other
so
guy that we went.
confused, Romtrax, when you like didn't read Boone as scummy after she like went on me.
Sure didn't, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's gotten really good at. She's gotten really good at.
No,
Mafia
no,
because
actually,
How do you
none of
guys let her-
actually pressured Boone? None of you guys pressured Boone
Yeah,
at all.
I know. She got away.
like
No one
Reed
touched
was
her.
so good.
No, nobody really
not
touched
once. Not once did anyone ever look at
I
Boone.
formaled her because no one was
Hold on.
talking
There
to
was a
her.
formal on me at one point.
Yeah, but nobody
Not
touched
really.
me.
Yeah, but it wasn't
God.
serious.
So,
Romtrax. You stated one point when Boone gets pressured or whatever, you know, she flusters or like whenever, like when she gets accused as being Mafia, like you explained like what happens when she's Mafia, but there was no actual process of anybody actually going on Boone as Mafia. Like nobody actually had any heart when they looked at Boone and saying, "Oh yeah, she's Mafia." It was just
she wasn't targeted super hard. Like nobody went aggro on her, but there were a lot of times when she was pinged and she had to kind of speak on the spot. And I really felt like she was speaking logically. Like she will say things that.
I think it was one time in Final 7 or Final 5, she just like said nothing
No,
for
so
like 6 seconds.
You really need to be aware of people who are too confident in other towns when they're not a power role. That's the biggest giveaway that you guys need to pick up on. Like, it doesn't matter how good her reads are. You guys always are talking about how you're 100%
Oh,
read
yeah.
on this guy or this guy.
Yeah.
But
Look at
you-
her
you gotta
bust
realize
too.
that they're
She wasn't
fallible.
even like the second person to bust
Yeah.
up poker. She was like third or fourth.
Well, when Eric, of
Ryan,
course,
but
I-
you
I-
ride
I
or die
died
with
that
people
night.
all the time, and that's saying I'm.
Okay,
Like-
so I ride or die with people like in situations where I don't have a better option, but I don't ride or die with people on day one off of like nothing.
Yeah,
so
okay,
just
that's a
hold
valid
like
point.
Body reads.
I just want to say this, Eric. People in this chat right now, people think they know. They weren't there. They weren't there,
it's different.
bro.
It's totally different, and that's the thing. Is
Are
like
saying I played bad town.
Here's the thing: is
so we don't
well,
know
I was trying to look at Eric, Neal, and Trump, and the reason is because I just don't know how to read Boone. Like I don't know if her making sense means she's Mafia, which totally like that makes sense. Does that make sense? Like if she makes too much sense, she's Mafia. I don't know that. Like, and I don't know how she plays town. I'm just like, if she's Mafia, I'm just gonna lynch her like the last day because it's either Eric, like I said, because of evidence, or it's Trump, or it. I was kind of thinking Neal. Because he was like, Tim is so town. I'm like, I know I'm town, but like, there's no reason you should.
Like
think I'm
even
town.
if I
think
that
one
was
of-
like doomed because even if like, and I thought you guys were gonna get Neal, but I feel like even if you guys got Neal the night after I died, Boone would kill Eric and you guys would kill Tim. So I think we were.
Yeah,
doomed either
the
way.
game was in the
Yeah.
bag. Everyone
Yeah.
trusted
No,
Boone.
you
No
wait.
one would have killed her. We were safe.
Huey, did I
It was
name-
my fault for
Huey,
pushing
did I
so
name
hard
on the
on
Mafia
Banks.
the day before? Did I say like Boone, Poker, and somebody else? Was it Neal or was it
Oh my
Tim that I
God.
said?
I don't know.
I should have stuck
Eric,
with it.
Eric, do you remember when I was like, what if it's Poker, Eric, and Boone?
Yeah.
I was so close.
Yeah. One of the things that Trump did was like he went super hard on, you know, David, right? David dies at night. Super hard on Romtrax, you know, Romtrax dies at night. He went super hard on so many towns that die at night. Like I can't see any kind of Mafia player doing that. Like they're so focused, they're so ham on somebody, right? And then that person dies. And not once, right? Not not once, but like 3 or 4 times in a row. Like that should be very clear, I guess, in my mind.
Sorzard, honestly, I'm gonna be a bit of a bitch right now, but seriously,
yeah,
don't
I
talk
know.
like you were there. Like I'm not. No, here's the thing.
Then don't
Dude,
say
this
that.
isn't Vietnam, okay,
Then
bro?
don't say I don't want to be a bitch, but I'm gonna be a
You
bitch.
weren't there,
like,
man.
Okay, long story short, things happened. I think a lot of power rolls, unfortunately, dying at the beginning of the game sucks. I think it's hard for town.
Okay, well, what I want to say. Okay,
Kiwi. I want to give you one piece of feedback, and I want everyone else's this. I don't remember at any point day one where you warned us that we were going to be forced to sleep if this lynch didn't go through, or that
I didn't
when you
catch
made
that
us go to sleep, there was no warning.
I also didn't know that the town's days were that short. And an audible
But
warning that we're like halfway through time would have been really nice, because we're not always looking at your fingers when you're singing and dancing, moving your hands around all the time, and then you're like, ha! Like 5 for a moment, and then...
I felt like he gave you guys a lot of
But the
formats.
forced sleep without any
Gave us
warning
a lot of
was a huge hit.
To address Kimball's point, your point is entirely accurate, and there was no warning. However, at that point, I believe there had been 7 failed formals.
That's fine, but you let us keep formaling, and then suddenly out of nowhere, it's like, nope, that's it. You don't get any more. Go to sleep.
You know what? I was going...
Consequences. We need to know consequences.
You mean on the day that you didn't...
Everything else is fine.
What I was doing was I was not doing a hard time cap. If you guys were making use of the time, and you guys were formaling, and you were being active, I was giving you more time. What ended up happening on day 1 was that you guys went about 30 minutes over time, and that was fine. It was like productive, but then the last few times you guys formaled were just simply stalls, and nothing was happening.
Right, because we couldn't talk, because it was like there's a difference between talking and having people formal. And when all you can do, because you have no time left to talk, is formal people, you stop getting useful information as easily. And our days can go on for a long time, and I appreciate you trying to make them short. And I understand like having a hard limit and going past and giving us more time and all that was great. It's just that suddenly we hit a point where we didn't know and we had to go to sleep, and that just like.
Yeah. I was really surprised that you added there, Kimball, because I didn't think there was any way you're getting lynched there. I just wanted to see if somebody would vote on you.
So I'm interested in this point. So
Well,
Kimball,
it was a soft claim, but
I agree with what you're saying. There has to be a balance between. I don't think hard caps are good. Hard caps just suck. Like you get to 30 minutes, you have to go to sleep. No one likes that. It just doesn't feel good for the balance of the game.
Right.
Soft caps are better. Where do you draw the mark? I had to draw the mark somewhere.
And I totally appreciate that, but up until that point, you had said, no, you have more formals, like, be productive. If you had given us a warning that, like, you're not getting anywhere the next formal, if you don't, whatever, you're going to sleep, that would have been great. And I wouldn't be complaining at all. It's just that suddenly you imposed a consequence that no one was aware of. That's all I'm saying. And that's all I have to say about it.
I agree with the point you're raising. I think I have a differing opinion, but I definitely.
Okay.
And I think it's.
So someone in chat was asking what my strategy as CSI was. So I thought the formal might go through on where is he? Did he leave?
Banks. Yeah, Banks left.
So I asked him, would you trust anyone who revealed a role that couldn't prove it on the spot? Who can prove the role on the spot? The sniper. I had gotten a cop read on store. I had tried to bait out a fake cop. I didn't have time left because we were in a formal to give all that up, so I gave that hint. And then...
I think you could have baited it because you said something along the lines of, oh, this didn't help or whatnot. If you may have been a little bit more clear that we definitely have a role alive today because I got a green check, then...
I said I'll give you useful information if I have it.
Yeah. It was
intentionally vague, but...
You ended up saying, don't believe any claims unless they can be proven, and then you tried to going back to baiting out a cop claim.
Yeah, because we suddenly had more time. So I gave that clue because I thought we were about to lynch, and then the formal was rescinded, and then we talked, and then I tried harder. So yes, at that point it was kind of spoiled, but I didn't see a point in not trying more.
This was a hard game for Town to win. We got a lot of roles killed early. We didn't get a day one.
Also, on day one, if you notice, I didn't really say anything, and it's because I didn't want to die at night. I was gonna snipe on day two, and I don't even know why I was night killed. I thought
it felt like the Mafia knew who the roles were.
For whatever reason,
felt like it.
I don't understand why people were giving me
I can understand why though they killed me. Like I was going pretty ham, but
I tried to. The reason I pushed to kill you, Ryan, is because during the day I tried to push to clear you in like kind of an attempt to clear myself, being like, oh no, Ryan would never kill his brother, and like tried to like set you up as like, no, he's totally town, like hoping to set myself up as town. But then later I went to kill you because then I had set you up as like this great town figure, and I didn't want town to rally behind you. So then I was like, well, fuck it, now we have to kill him too.
Like they don't kill the OP role of CSI every night and instead go for two random people and get roles. Like it felt like they knew who the roles were.
I felt like I was playing kind of roly. Like it could be argued at least. I think the Ryan kill was random YOLO.
When Conrad got formal, he was like, "Yo, can't lynch me, man. Bad
Thank you for at least understanding me."
Yeah, almost everybody saw claimed in their defense this game, I thought.
That's the problem with going around and formaling everybody. That's the problem.
I was actually pushing Ryan David. No, I was pushing Ryan David second night pretty hard, but everyone else wanted Conrad. And I don't know why they wanted Conrad, but eventually I capitulated.
I read him as a role.
Yeah, good fucking job. Well done.
Here's the thing. My first night I rolled Store, David, and James. I didn't read James as cop, and I got cop. I didn't read James as cop in the slightest. I read him at best Vanilla Town, probably worst case Mafia. And David was actually playing pretty strong town this game, like pretty vocal town. I was like, David cop? So that's actually why at the very end there I went on you, Eric, is because I wanted to save David in case he was the cop. That's actually the only reason why I went so ham. I didn't think I liked your play the first day, but I liked it as it went further. Then I felt like town just got really confused amongst themselves. And it's like a shame. It just really sucked that we lost all our power roles. Like I think that's actually just made it so hard for me.
Also, Boone played a kind of pivotal role as Mafia because she, out of all the other people from Daily Mafia, she's the one that's played the most. So she was kind of the bridge. So I was taking a lot of her reads to heart because I didn't have a good any experience reading the
Well, she gave them accurately, except for on poker.
Yeah.
And Banks.
Yeah. No, I think
Banks.
it was perfect. She bridged the two groups. Both groups relied on her opinions about other people to make their decisions. It's set up in the perfect role for Mafia.
Here's
Why you don't leave me alive?
I was so sure on Banks because his face was like pink. Like he would just like he's like, hey, can you defend yourself? And you're like, yes, I'm town. And I'm like, oh my god, like you were just cracking right now.
By the way, that play poker when you're like, I green checked myself. I was like, what the fuck, bro? You were like,
yeah. What part of my cop claim did you guys have trouble believing?
Well, like the fact that Eric didn't see what was going on there,
serious
and that
at
Eric
all.
tried to stall that kill.
Oh,
I was really
when
about,
Eric
but
stalled,
I
I was like, oh no, like this is gonna be the hardest day, like 5 whatever that I'm gonna play.
Pro tip: when you're confirmed Mafia, say nothing or just keep talking loudly so they have to kill you and end the day.
Yeah.
Well, you mean you could do the chef thing and just literally confuse town to the point where they just end up killing
Yeah,
a whole
but
bunch of girls?
you have to be chef to do that though, because that won't work unless you're chef. Because chef has like built that up as his personality over years of Mafia playing.
Yeah, I feel like I dug your grave there, Neal. I'm really glad.
No, don't worry about it. We had Boone.
Yeah,
we were fine. We were set.
Yeah,
we were good.
I was certain that Boone would be.
I mean, Neal, I understand the passion was real, but damn, man, like
no, I was so frustrated.
You're tugging at people's heartstrings. I don't think they could have lynched you. Like, I think you fucking him that way.
I was
like,
so
I saw Neal
upset.
so mad. I felt you were playing a little bit of the victim role, but it worked. It worked so well.
But like the thing is, I wasn't playing the victim role. I was actually super pissed off and like I can't play this game anymore. I just want to like out myself as Mafia.
The accusations people were throwing at Neal, I'm like, those didn't happen. At least in my mind,
They didn't happen. Like, okay, no, the one accusation, David threw a good accusation at the very, very beginning where he's like, oh, he said this, but then he like carefully covered his tracks at the end of his sentence. Like, fuck, I totally did that and I didn't even realize that. That was the only accusation that was leveled against me that made any sense. And well fucking done, David. Well fucking done. That was sweet.
What you did
Tim said he had an accusation for you.
Yeah, but he never said.
One day, but he never gave it.
What was your accusation?
Yeah, you said all these accusations were shit, but you actually had a real one.
No,
but you never gave it.
I think I forgot. Maybe it got sidetracked during the game, but I wanted to say something like, I don't like how friendly you're being with me right now because in this situation, I can't imagine anyone trusting each other. So the fact that he's like, "Oh, I feel your town," I'm like, that's actually pretty scummy, even though I know I'm town.
The point where I became convinced that you were Mafia, Neal, and one of my biggest things on you was that during someone's formal, and I guess it was on day 2 or 3, maybe it was Banks' formal. It was his formal defense, and he gave a read on you, and you came out full blown, and you spent several minutes defending yourself in a very aggro way during his formal.
Okay, first off, this is what pisses me off. Is it wasn't several minutes; it was 20 seconds, and that's the shit where I lose my shit and be like, what the fuck is going on?
On top of this, Neal,
That's what
nobody's
kills
gonna
me.
remember Neal, I'm just gonna say this: nobody's gonna remember anything perfectly, and you're gonna have to deal with it.
No, I know, but
it hurts like fuck.
But when it happens like over and over and over, like if it happens once or twice, that's fine. You let that shit go. But it happened so like back to back to back to back to back, and it just killed me. Like
Let's can't be so aggro to leave the game. Like,
I didn't leave the game, but like it.
You said you thought about it.
Oh,
Even thinking about it is too far.
I know. I know.
I'm just using your words, bro. I'm not misquoting you.
No, I know. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I need to get my shit
Are
together.
we doing another game?
God, no.
So I will mod one.
No.
If not, then
No.
Let's make plans. Second question was something else. Probably wasn't appropriate. Unmuted now.
Okay, so let's be honest. The formals only lasted 3 minutes. So if you're talking 20, 30 seconds, like, that's a long enough time to draw suspicion.
Whatever. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean,
if you want to play another one, thumbs up.
I'm out, though.
You guys want to play? Okay.
I can't.
Oh, I remember what the other
I'm
one
all
was.
spent.
I remember
Neal-
what the other
Neal
one
thumbs
was.
down. That's kind of a crucial one.
No, I can stream this shit and I'll just play. I'll play StarCraft and like just leave the stream going. It's fine.
Hey, Eric, how's your town win rate going right now?
I'll leave my camera on me.
This doesn't count, dude. It's a Monday group. Half the people I didn't know, dude.
Yeah,
That's convenient.
Game, Eric.
Eric, I'm pretty sure if you won, you would have been like, "Oh my god, this goes towards my win record." And on top of that, I didn't even know anyone. Look how good I am.
Yeah, of course.
Hashtag Eric excuses.
Yeah.
It's all good.
You guys kill Angels and Scuffin, Night 0.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Because the conversation
Are you
that
guys gonna
happened.
finish rock paper scissors?
I want to find out what those kills were.
Yeah. Oh, that rock paper scissors excuse! I did not buy for a second. I'm like, this
Which one?
is so stupid.
Yeah,
And I mean that was like I know that like
why
No, that's actually that's the reason I decided to go with you.
Kills happened.
like killing me had to have been Boone. There's no way Neal or James makes that kill.
Okay, guys, I am leaving though. Thanks for having me.
No, why'd you make
Are you gonna explain?
Explain what?
Why did you guys kill CS Angel?
Yeah, why'd you guys kill...
At the very beginning, I named every non-Mafia Wednesday person. I was like, I'm happy to kill any of these people.
He
Oh
even
no, you
named
threw my name
James.
in there too.
Yeah, I might have
He
accidentally.
even named
Yeah, he's like James, and I'm like, no,
Everyone
I'm
that
Mafia
does
with you. Let's not kill me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had to pick between them. And for me, CS Angels, because he watches you guys the most, I was like, I could
But
probably use that later.
Neal always mods, and like I can't read you, Boone. Like you're one that I always like seem to get wrong, and I don't know James.
No, but she had a factoid on you that she could use later is what she meant.
Yeah, like I felt like I could use it later.
If you want to play with Kara, that's her name, by the way.
I do. I follow her on Twitter now.
Just I think she'll play tomorrow. She said just message her or something.
Hi guys. Night. GG's.
Good night,
Bye.
Storzerg.
Hi, chat.
Peace.
Good night, Boone.
So I also want to point out that what Eric said day one was spot on about me. And I like from that, like I was like 99% sure he was town. Like no matter how good my reads are, day one, especially like day one, I'm not an influential player. The last game Eric played with me, I called out Kiwi day one as Mafia, and I wrote like I was hard on him the whole game. And I couldn't convince anybody except for like Ryan, who died. And like then like Conrad, I was like, Conrad is really town. This is like they formaled them. I was like, Conrad is town. This is a bad lynch. I was the only one that didn't vote. And then somehow I tried to push on Kiwi and I got lynched. So like I'm not an influential player. People don't necessarily follow me. So like my reads don't really matter.
Well, here's the thing, dude, is that you influential is based on how confident and how outspoken you are, but you're a good player even though you're not necessarily an influential player. Like, it's a different thing. If you just
you also
speak
kind
up
of
and be more
have
confident,
to build the rep too. So now that you have the rep that you can like make good reads, you can just be like, you can actually just say like, look at my past games, like I actually make good reads, so you should listen to
I've
me.
been night zeroed.
Yeah, you can be like,
I get night zeroed all the time, bros.
You went through a phase where you got night zeroed a lot. There was like a month where you were night zeroed like every other game. Yeah, you.
Well, I mean, that was back when Mango. I was winning a lot of Mafia games, and Mango was just. And Carlton also.
Oh,
He just wanted me to die.
You fucking Mango, what the hell? The guy's like, oh, I gotta see a movie.
Is that why he didn't stay?
It's New Year's. Oh, I can't play. Blah blah blah. All this excuses. That's all.
Are we playing another one or not?
Yeah, if
I don't
everybody
think we are.
is anybody else leaving?
I think I'm gonna head out, but I appreciate you guys having me very much. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might not have enough people.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Sorry for misleading you on Boone, Eric, and guys.
If I could ask, the most town thing that anybody could do right now, if you're watching, is if you play Rogue on the Hearthstone ladder, please queue up. I counter you.
That is pro town, Rogue.
Yeah.
Are we
Be
done?
very pro town.
We're
I
done,
think
right?
we're probably done.
Okay. All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
It's great playing with you guys. Sorry that I threw the game by leading that lynch on Banks so hard.
I don't think that is not what threw the game. The reason Town lost this game was everyone was very indecisive. There were people with good reads on the Mafia.
I think
They didn't do anything.
the reason Town lost is Town spent day one talking about nothing, and then had nothing going into night one, or like formals of evening one, and it just spiraled out. Like there was no information, and then no one ever got information. Like Kiwi, I will never play a game again with 20-minute days. Like I will sit out. Never again. I'm not doing it. Just as it, like this is not like an ultimatum or a threat. Like just as a heads up. Like you guys can go ahead play Mafia. We can stream it, but I'll sit them out if we're having 20-minute days. Like I can't do that stuff. I just can't. It's so frustrating.
What we do, we've had a lot of fights over this in the daily group. What we do is we actually let the clock run through the formal time through formals, but we let the day be pretty long so that there's less ambiguity about how long the day is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, usually I'm just like, well, the game will go, oh, it's been 45 minutes since we started this day, whatever. You know, okay, we're at 50 minutes. Okay, you need to make a decision. If you're not moving forward, we will end the day. And at like 45 minutes, 50 minutes, you start like hammering down on the town and making sure they start making progress. But like if you cap people, then you have like, because if we know we're gonna do 20-minute days and you're Mafia, just run out the clock. Because what's his name someone talked for like 10 minutes, no, it wasn't 10 minutes, it was like 4 or 5 minutes during day one and said nothing, absolutely nothing of use. And it was like a waste of time.
Here's the thing. What I went into it with saying, like, first day, I was like 20 to 25 minutes. That I was making it seem like a hard cap. It was not a hard cap. Ryan messaged me, was like, is this really a hard cap? I'm like, no, it's not a hard cap. You can ask for more time. The idea is just simply that put a limiting time constraint so that you guys actually get shit done. If someone asks for more time or the time is being used to actually get shit done, then I'll creep out the day a little longer. But it's a simple psychological principle that if there's kind of a limit set, then more action will take place before the limit, and you can simply keep pushing back the limit.
Yeah, but once we know you push back the limits, then no one respects the limits.
This is like the debt ceiling.
Yeah, it's exactly like the debt ceiling. Oh, it's going to be pushed up. Whatever, we'll spend more. Like
the only time that actually occurred was during day one, where there were infinite formals, and then I capped the day. After that, you guys ran out of time. I gave you more time. You guys still acted quickly. You got shit done.
I think
it's really just an illusion.
And the thing with long days too is Town will use every single second that you give them, whether they need it or not. So like, you know, like there has to be a balance between like being too short, but
You need to
can't
trust
move
the you need to trust the mod, and you need to respect the mod, and you need to let like the mod needs to be hard on the town and be like, okay, you guys are not making progress. We're going to give you 5 minutes and then it's over. Like the mod needs to come in and know when to step in and stop the town, and the town really just needs to believe in and trust in the mod. I think that's the best way to do it, and it's a flexible schedule. And it's hard as fuck to pull off, but it's the best way to do it, in my opinion.
What I was going for there, I would say 20 minutes. I wasn't actually giving you guys 20 minutes. First day, I was looking around giving you guys 40 minutes. And Ryozilla for more time. I gave